Hello everyone, and welcome to Nothing But Mist. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Liz, and I will be your DM tonight. This game, Nothing But Mist, is inspired by Curse of Strahd, which is one of my favourite official D&D campaigns. It's the first one that I ever DM'd when I was first starting out DMing, and it is absolutely my favourite. It is set within the cursed lands of Barovia. Let's meet the players and have a word from our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Talia, she, her, and I will be playing Memory, also she, her. The sweet, enthusiastic, kind of tiefling, kind of druid, who has found herself in the lands of Barovia on her own quest to go and put to rest her family and to cure her home of the curse that is slowly, inexorably turning her into a tree. It's painful. She's happy about it. For everybody else.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Jaunty, who uses they, them pronouns. Jaunty begins our tale as a reluctant reborn, bard of spirits and warlock of the undying. They are jaded, they are grumpy, they are mad that they've been brought back to life 79 times, and they want to be out of Barovia already. Let's see how the campaign may help or hinder this.
Hello, I am Nathan Lurs. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing Alfred Alfie Abbey Abington, who also uses he, him pronouns. He is a regal and royal paladin sorcerer who entered into Barovia very sure of his quality and the power of his vengeance, but has become increasingly exhausted and tired, and now he's trying to do things differently.
Hi everyone, my name is Astrid. She, her pronouns. I'm playing with Sora, who is a very young far traveler dragonborn. Her specialty is fire. Bless her, she's very naive. She ended up in the land of Barovia, but she's still convinced that she is in Fairyland. It's just that every recommendation she had about Fairyland is probably not very accurate. Although there's been some candy and some piñatas along the way, which she has liked, along with some fairy creatures. So that part was fun.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check out their entire selection, including some limited roll together dice. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER, all caps, at checkout, you'll get 25% off your next purchase.
Big love to our D20 club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you'll get yourself a free Electrum chest.
We are happy to be supported by Homie and the Dude. Homie and the Dude are a father and son duo, a group company that make various different TTRPG supplement books, which includes The Wandering Tavern, and coming soon to Kickstarter, they have a new Dune/Mad Max inspired book called Scorched Basin. You can go check out all of their stuff following the links in chat or in the description below. And if you use the code ROLLTOGETHER at checkout, you can get 10% off of your purchase.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG, or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections, and we have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
And now, let's begin. Welcome. So, what happened last time? I have many notes, which I'm going to read out for you now, but feel free to jump in if there's anything that I've missed. We started off with another flashback, this time from the eyes of a raven. It saw the standing stones as well as the windmill. The raven didn't like the windmill. Following that vision, wherein we also saw a very large tree beast, we snapped back to you leaving Vallaki on your way to said windmill, passing a town that you left better than you found, which is one of my favourite things that happens in D&D. You fix things, and it's fun. And consequences are always good, honest. You did some investigation after feeling like a deja vu sensation when you approached the fork in the road. Memory found a familiar branch from a certain tree she recognised. There was fun with Jaunty and Memory trying to retrieve this branch, Jaunty doing a classic Jaunty and making plants die, ending up with a handful of thorns. Classic Jaunty. We decided to make our way to the windmill, passing the standing stones on the way. Jaunty had seen these using scrying yesterday. They had moss on. The stones, not Jaunty. Memory killed it, lol. That's my next note. That was great. I did enjoy that. You rolled a natural 1, didn't you? That was great.
Natural 1 and it knocks Jaunty into them.
Oh, that's it.
We were both traumatized.
And I really wanted to do the moss voice, but I couldn't because it was dead. Anyway, there were marks in the stone, scored in by hand by all accounts. Seemed to be a memory that Jaunty recognised. The earth was disturbed, physically, is what I've put. To Sora's delight, Abby's digging revealed a massive piñata. It did not have candy within, instead it had magical items which you also recognised. Armed with your new items, which you can fully attune to, don't worry about that, you decided to proceed to the windmill, but not before Danica rocked up in raven form. Turned out she was a were-raven, quite common in Barovia. She wanted to be there if/when you rescued her little ones, Brom and Bray. Seeing the windmill, Memory sent one of her ever-growing following. Oh yeah, you've got like loads of things following you, haven't you? Over to scope out the situation. You sent a bunny. It was cute. It burrowed over, tried to look in the window. It failed badly on its check to look through. It was at a height, and the poor thing jumped, knocked itself out on the windowsill with the bad dice roll that Talia was just having that day. It was great. So you decided to make your way over and investigate using the great distraction of Sora and Abby being quality inspectors? Is that what we were being? Yeah.
I would say Abby was pretty forthright of like, hello, I'd like to just generally talk to you about some lost memories, some potential grievances, some distance between the two of us, and kind of meet together.
Yeah. How did that go?
Ultimately in our favor.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, what's important.
Totally. I think you had a code phrase. I can't remember what the code phrase was.
Yeah,
but you
pineapple
Muffins.
muffin or cupcake?
Muffins.
Pineapple muffins, yes. That ticks my what was it box. We know now, pineapple muffins. You were greeted by Morgantha at the door. She was looming and tall, not in her disguised self moment. She did not enjoy the inspectors at the door. She was being taught at, and as she was being taught at, you saw her hands moving. She was summoning something. What was she summoning? She was summoning a very, very big tree, which burst forth from the earth by the front door. Memory immediately recognizes as Twiggy. Fighting ensued. Another hag, Ophelia, was upstairs sending pop shots out from the first floor window, and Jaunty took the brunt of that. I believe it was lightning bolt. Sora and Abby dealt with Morgantha at the door. She spent a lot of time with her hands in the air, like she just don't care, but she had a great time until she died. Memory dropped everything and went to Twiggy. We had a beautiful cutscene seeing Memory's first interaction with Twiggy. He snapped back to his senses, and you finished granting off. She fell through the trap door in the windmill. The two boys, also raven folk who couldn't quite control their transformations, they kind of bamfed in and out of raven form. They ran out to their mum, set off home, safe at last. Sora investigated the windmill, finding pamphlets with some tourist maps of the Feywild. I don't know if they're going to come in use today, but, you know, she's got them. That's great. Twiggy had in his kind of form by his chest 2 metallic items. The first was a broken bit of an amulet that matched the red crystal that Sora had found on the cat. Yes, that's a note that makes sense. The other was given to Jaunty, who immediately remembered everything. I don't know if anyone has read Robin Hobb, but there is a phrase that she uses in the Ship trilogy about being flooded in memories, and that's kind of what happened to Jaunty. They saw the amount of times that you have tried and failed, so many times that you did not remember. There were so many iterations that they spilled over. These memories kind of spilled over to the others. Jaunty's patron, the Muse Eternal, eventually stepped in, made sure that you weren't all overwhelmed. My next note is Abby had a perm. There was also a bit of tiny parchment. Jaunty opened it, saw all of the notes they'd written to themselves over and over and over again. They saw a tally chart with thousands of notches and the words "one last time." One of the most important notes that Jaunty made was his heart is his weakness, not the one in his chest. I think Gertruda was mentioned, who you'd heard about before from Mad Mary. Realising the importance of the current adventure, you connected the stone with the amulet. Abby realised it was the holy symbol of Ravenkind, which he attuned to, also known as Vampire's Bane. It seemed to pull you in the direction of the castle, but you had to do one last thing first. I believe it was a group hug and set the windmill on fire. Correct, and that's kind of where we finished. So we will. Oh yes.
I'm just reminding myself to take 2 points of damage from this group hug.
Oh boy,
but we had a long rest after. No, I was assuming we started after a long rest today.
I haven't specified a long rest, sadly, Sora. But we can admin that in a second. That's totally fine. Before we jump in with you guys, we've got a flashback to do. And I'm sorry, it's not your flashback, it is someone else's, but it is very pertinent to you and it is very relevant. We're going to start with a flashback to a young girl who was kept safe. She was kept so safe in the only way her mother knew how. She kept her daughter safe by never letting her leave her room. Longingly, the girl looked out from her window to the town below, where she saw other children her age playing in the square. And as the years passed, she watched as they grew up, went to work, fell in love, got married, went away. She watched them do all the things that she could not do, locked in her room with only books for company. But she was safe. Her mother told her so. For this lonely young woman who did not know what dangers awaited in the world, safety felt like a prison. In the distance, the windows of the castle on the mountain glowed enticingly. She'd always been drawn to it. It seemed fantastic. A place far away from the safety of her room. And as a child, she dreamt of living there one day, wearing fabulous gowns, enjoying grand feasts, dancing like the princesses in the countless stories she read. Her books were the only escape from the safety of her room. "Stop asking about the castle, my girl. I've told you before, the world out there is no good," said Mother Dearest. "But you're here, safe, with me." And so the days rolled on into years, and there, safe, the girl waited and watched, and imagined. One evening, a carriage drove down to the village from the castle. It was a deep gloss black with silver ornamentation, pulled by dark horses with black feathered plumes upon their heads, and the girl was fascinated. Through the carriage window she saw a handsome man, a nobleman, perhaps a count, or even a prince. His pale face and high cheekbones drew her instantly. He was so different from anyone she'd ever seen, so exciting, so new. From the moment he looked up to her window and his eyes locked with hers, she knew what she had to do. Hours passed and she waited until her mother was asleep. She took one last look at her bedroom, her safe bedroom, before stealing away through the window into the night. Weary from her journey, she arrived at the castle, where she was greeted by this count, the man with the pale skin and the haunting eyes. He wanted nothing from her. but said she was welcome to stay at the castle as his guest. She awoke in the darkness, in the room that he had bid her sleep in. But a coffin was her bed, and though it was dark, she could see as though it were day. She felt different. She had faded somehow. Her heart was not hers, instead it was his. Her thoughts were now his thoughts, and his thoughts were now her thoughts. She strode to the door but found it locked. She went to the window, looking down. She saw a bridge, and in the far distance the glow of her village. And there she waited, not growing old, completely alone, visited by no one for years and years. This cursed life she has always led felt now eternal. From her window, high, high up in the castle, she saw a group of people cross the bridge who might rescue her. The man she thought so intriguing, so handsome, her captor, her master, Strahd, strode out to meet them. They'll save me, she thought, though only for a moment, for within seconds they perished along with her hopes. One day, to her surprise, she saw them again. She was sure it was the same group, even though one of them inexplicably had a perm. But the mist took them, and they were gone. And then she saw them again, and they got to the top of the tallest spire, so close this time, so close, and yet they perished again and again and again. And still she was trapped in her room. And as the years passed to decades, the tethers to her master became weak. Her will no longer bound drifted back to her. Strahd's thoughts no longer controlled her every movement. Forgotten by her captor, she now seeks vengeance above all else. She has grown frustrated that her rescuers always miss his weakness. They never have the right weapons. They never have the right circumstances. They never rescue her from this misery. And yet, as the years have passed, she has never stopped waiting. The young woman in the white dress at the window of the tallest spire, Gertruda, is waiting. And we're going to cut away from this flashback to you guys lit up from behind from the burning windmill. How's it going, guys?
Fire! Sorry, just enjoying the view.
I am not in 30 feet of it to let it burn.
But nice.
Oh yeah, feeling pretty good. Other than like we are lightly burdened, I'd imagine, with recent knowledge of our additional scores of deaths, I guess, and failures, on top of the ones that Jaunty was already, kind of processing and suffering through. Apparently, now at least they have kind of a nice community of people who have died over and over and over and over again. So that's maybe weighing on us a little bit, at least on Alfie a little bit, and as is the kind of like gargantuan task that he now knows is in front of them, that they've already failed many times, and apparently we have to do it right this time, but is mostly just enjoying the warmth of the windmill.
So quick question, that's everything that Abby is feeling. Can the others tell that? Is it visible?
No, I don't think so. I think for Abby it's just he's quiet, which maybe would tip someone off of of that being something, but mostly is just kind of like appreciating the moment to a degree.
Memory.
I absolutely let him think that he's keeping it to himself.
I did wonder.
Yeah, I got quite high on insight as well. The problem is I don't care.
Okay. Classic Jaunty. I have a question for Memory. So Memory has recently got Twiggy back.
Yes.
Twiggy, I think, is a bit older compared to the last time you saw him. There's maybe new hardened bark on him. He still looks at you with the same kind of expression that he's always had from being a little twig. But yeah, this very, very large companion that you now have, in addition to all of your fey companions, real beasts, etc. You're a walking menagerie.
I think eventually I did have to break free of the group hug that I made the others do because I was slowly dying. And also Sora kept on trying to drag us closer to the fire, which was not fun for anyone else who was not Sora. So eventually I think I just broke free from that. And I'm now in the process of introducing Twiggy to all of the ghosts and wild beasties.
Amazing. Twiggy sort of like kind of stomps up. How do you imagine Twiggy walks? Is he kind of bipedal? Does he walk on all fours? What's the kind of vibe? Like in my head I'm like silverback gorilla, but
I think it's probably a mix of both, because I think in my mind it's kind of like where the base of the trunk has kind of like wrapped around itself, so it can move bipedal across it.
Nice.
But yeah, it might kind of hunker down sometimes and use its like longer branches just to get closer.
Yeah, absolutely is doing that now as well, especially to really look at you, because it's been so long since he's seen you. And he's just sort of like, you can see the breath as it goes in and out. He kind of bobs up and down.
I'm so sorry. It's good to see you again.
Ooh. And there's like moss that's just kind of falling over his face. That if you want to kind of push that out of the way, you see the eyebrows raise up as he recognizes you again, and there's a lovely interaction with you two. It's really beautiful. And as that's happening,
anyway, this is Mrs. Carver, and she was a huntswoman, and then she ran into a trap what she went into a trap of?
Oh, it was a trap of worms. They just dropped a ton of worms on me, and I think that was that.
Yeah, a trap of worms, and then she became part of the worms. Her body did, but she's here, and I guess her body's nutrienting you right now. But this is her, and this is you. Everyone say hi.
Do you have Twiggy's stat block up?
Yes.
Could you roll a just flat charisma check for me? Let's see if he can like perform like a high five or a wave or like that kind of thing.
Come on, baby, don't let me down.
Come on, Twiggy.
That is, and it's a 0.
Oh, amazing. So that kind of clocks out, because the person that you were introducing Twiggy to is dead, right?
Yes.
They are a ghost. So Twiggy does attempt a high five, but does not connect with anything because she's a ghost. So Twiggy kind of grasps the air. I'm going to say maybe Sora is close by. And Sora, you kind of get the brush of Twiggy's hand on your back as he tries to high five this person who is not there. Urgh. So Twiggy, you kind of, sorry, you kind of stumble forwards there a little bit.
Sora's probably not yet sure how to feel around Twiggy, because she still remembers that Twiggy beat her quite badly last time.
I think Twiggy's going to try and like just realize what he's done and just kind of sit down and cock his head a little bit, like, I'm not sure how to interact with you because you look cross. I know I've done something wrong, and I'm going to look at Memory because Memory will tell me what to do.
Okay, it's okay. You were saying hello to Mrs. Carver, but she's dead, so it didn't really work.
I love that Sora cannot see Mrs. Carver. Amazing.
Just climb and sit on him.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to use him as a mount, like, we can do that. That's fine. Yeah. Amazing. Jaunty, how's things?
Yeah. Non-committal noise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I actually have a question.
Yes.
How long does Find Familiar last?
That's a great question. I want to say it's more than an hour. I feel like it's 8 hours, but I could be making that up. Let's find out.
Okay.
I think it just stays.
Casting time's 1 hour.
Yeah, so it takes an hour to cast it, and then it just like is
It's
there
there until it
you,
dies.
until it dies, or you dismiss it, or change it, or whatever.
Cool, because I have Flock of Familiars, which only takes a minute to cast, but functions the same as Find Familiar, except I get 3.
What 3 are we getting?
Well,
Ferrets.
Amazing.
Yes.
A black one
Perfect.
called Villain, a white one called Hero, and a baby grey striped one called Sidekick. They are my bestest friends, and I want the cuddles right now from people that I can't hurt.
Oh, amazing.
how has this not come up yet? We've had
alternative timeline. You know, that was one. It was like they only came about in like 25% of our lives.
Alfie understands. Nathan is devastated.
So obviously I kind of made this mechanic up, but do they remember you? Or is it a brand new meeting every time?
Do they?
What would you prefer? Because I don't mind.
I'd like them to remember me. Oh, and they all have milky grey eyes like me. Because they look like their parent.
So yeah, they appear and they're physical beasts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they appear, and they begin to kind of scuttle up you, climbing onto whatever purchase they can reach. So if you want one in your hat, one on a shoulder, sort of one curled up. If you've got a bag on or something, it will curl up in the strap. They will 100% be there with you. And my question to you, I guess Evie/Jaunty, is which one's your favourite?
Oh no. Oh no.
My favourite is Sidekick, but that's just me.
I was going to say that. To them, they're all my favourites. No favourites. Slight preference for Sidekick, who's just a baby, you know?
Yeah. Sidekick likes to play with the bells on your hat as well.
Yeah.
And always tries to get them as little teeth and little picky legs. Amazing. Speaking of pets, Sora, how many cats do we have right now?
Well, there were loads in the house of the lady, but she has 3 with her right now because there is Wasabi, there is Mustard, and there is Worcester.
And could you make an investigation check for me, please?
Yeah. Investigation.
I forgot we were just walking around with just like a true feral cat colony.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your pet, Abby?
All of this.
Yes.
Well, some would say the 3 of you are my pets in some ways.
Oh, I got a natural 20. I have a -2, but it was a natural 20, so it was 20 - 2, 18.
You know the way that cats are indestructible? Like with heights, with anything like that?
I think Barovia would have taught us cats are not indestructible. Maybe in this version, but...
The last thing that is setting on fire on the windmill are the blades? Fans? I remember the word last session. I've forgotten it now. It's gone. But those things. And there is a cat just sat on the top one, and as it rotates around, it jumps to the next top one. And it sees you. This cat is one of the hag's cat, but it's not a mean cat. It's actually quite a nice one. This one's called Barbecue. And Barbecue is going to just really take his time until the last minute, until the flames are just close, and then he's going to jump down and walk off as if nothing has ever happened. He sees your following of cats, or she sees your following cats. You choose gender. And begins to kind of get to know them. It's like, hey. And you now have a 4th cat called Barbecue.
Nice.
Is it a magic cat? Maybe. Maybe time will tell.
Cool. Nice.
Abby,
and my army of cats.
Yes. Maybe we can work out something that they can do in combat if we come to it. But, Abby, how are your pets doing?
Well, it seems like, again, they've all gathered additional animals somehow. They just keep adopting, and I find it a little irresponsible just because we're always on the move. You know, we don't have we don't have a stability in our lives right now, and we really got to focus on kind of the mission at hand. But you know, otherwise, as long as it makes them happy, what they're doing, that's pretty important. You know, keep the morale up. So, you know, I'd say generally it seems like they're doing pretty good. There's a new tree here. That's excellent.
Seeing that Abby, I think, feels a little bit left out, I'm going to telepathically say to Villain, why don't you go give Alfie a little bit of a cuddle hello?
I imagine that there's a scamper up legs and Abby just immediately screams and freaks out.
Yeah, like Villain is like the crazy one. So Villain will like full on like
is
towards
inside
you.
his metal plate armor running around in a way that I'm sure is actually very cute. But Alfie was a little high strung in this moment, and so it's the gesture's appreciated.
I was
there's a lot of screaming.
I could see through this ferret's eyes to see what was going on under that armor.
If you're in Twitch chat right now and you want that to happen, no, I'm kidding. I will leave that to everyone's imagination.
I'm not doing it, to be clear.
To
I'm not-
confirm, Abby Abington is a creature, not an object. Just to confirm.
I believe so, yes.
So it is roughly, I'm going to say it's about 3 p.m. at this point. What did you say, Talia?
So I'm thinking, because I have just remembered that Memory also speaks, because she speaks Sylvan, so she is hearing all of these animals basically say to these cats to Sora and the ferrets to Jaunty about how much they love everything. And so Memory's just having the best time, full of love right now.
That's
Like,
nice.
everything's bad, but this moment is very good.
I love it. I love it. It is about 3 p.m. right now. As aforementioned, the amulet is kind of... It feels like it wants to go to the castle, but Astrid did ask me a question just earlier about a long rest.
Yeah,
you do
I was
feel
going to say...
in this moment,
go
if you
ahead.
wanted to, you could have one. The danger within this area is gone, especially with your new Twiggy companion.
My question is, we've leveled up.
Yes.
By the way, audience, we've leveled up.
You've leveled
we're
up.
level 10 now. Are you ruling that things reset on a level up, or do we still have had our things used? Because I don't think I copied that across anyway.
For the purpose of this, they reset.
Cool.
But if you wanted to take a long rest to restore your HP, you could do, or even a short rest. I do not mind. You're in a safe space, surrounded by friends, cats, parrots, and dead people. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think Abby, even though like he's the one who has this amulet, right? This like artifact, this thing that he's seen around, he knows about it, knows that it's this like otherworldly, super intense, anti-vampire kind of thing that just wants to drive forward, go to the castle. And he would say this to everybody, and you kind of is explaining, the amulet is driving us towards the castle. That's what it wants. Presumably, that's where who is. But I think that we take tonight for ourselves. We relax, we rest. This was a very successful but close combat. And this place remains terrible, as always. And yet we find ourselves surrounded by friends old and new. I think that we take today to appreciate what we have, appreciate all that we've learned, good and bad, and then approach tomorrow refreshed, renewed, of one purpose.
Are we sure we have the time? Though, it's one more chance, and I feel like time might be running out.
Precisely, it's one more chance. You want to be strong and well rested for it.
I think the times that we died fastest, we didn't have a plan, and then I feel that if we stop and make a plan, then we don't die as fast.
I'm outvoted.
Can the plan involve putting things on fire?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, we'll have to plan it so I'm not near you when you're... God, these cards are amazing, but they're also very annoying.
And very flammable.
Not while I'm around.
So how are you going about this rest? Like, obviously you can certainly take your time before you go to sleep, but how are you setting up camp? Like, what are you using? Because your main building is very much on fire.
How cold is it outside? Is it like a nice summer day where we might not need that much shelter?
So one thing that Sora's noticed about this not fairyland is that it is always cloudy. It's always misty and foggy. And the warmest it has been is when the rain is fine. But it's that, we call it in Yorkshire, that really fine rain that, sorts you right through. It's always a bit cold, a bit uncomfortable. So It's not absolutely pouring down, but it's still drizzling. But no sun warms you in this place.
And there is no shelter nearby.
There was, but it's on fire.
Yeah.
There are the woods. There are certainly the woods nearby that you could use. Unless memory is cooking something.
Trying to remember. So here's the thing. The things that I can do, I'm not sure Jaunty can access them.
What are they? Try me.
Well, I can make a big tree, but the tree has like a platform at the top, and then we can rest in it. You can sleep underneath the tree. It's a big tree.
Okay. It's does it happen through material?
Oh, it's daft, and then I plant it. But if it's a big platform at the top, we don't need to be on it. We could be under it, and it just means the rain doesn't get down on us because of the platform.
Yes. Or you can be all on it. That's fine. I'm happy to be on my own, have some actual me time down below. That's all right. I've got the ferrets. I've got the plot squad.
They're making a very nice neck warmer right now. Like, being reborn, it's difficult to feel that warmth, but you're feeling something. And feeling something is good when you're reborn.
Oh yeah, that's why I like them. Neck warmers.
Mm-hmm. So, memory, are you using... Is it the staff of the woodlands that you kind of plant?
I plant it. I'm going to also ask all of the ghosts and creatures and stuff if they just want to just hang out with us and they can help keep watch.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I think there's going to be quite a plucky kind of young man who has been waiting for like his moment to kind of show off to you. And he kind of steps forward and you see that like his shirt is ripped through whatever bad thing befell him before he died. But he's certainly willing to help as his jaw's slightly askew from whatever happened to him in his last moments. What can I do for you?
So we need to make sure, because we are only still currently mortal, and you have a great benefit of helping me and Jaunty protect the ones who have to go to sleep properly. Could you help us keep watch tonight, please?
I would do anything for you.
Oh, thank you. And if I can return the favor, let me know. You're a very nice person.
My name's Michael.
Hello, Michael. My name's Memory. It's really nice to meet you. You look like you were very capable, and I am sorry for the unfortunate circumstances that befell you.
What do you mean?
That caused you to have to travel these lands.
That's very kind of you. And he kind of looks a bit confused about what you just said. And kind of just drifts. You know in York, and there's all the stories of all the ghosts that people have seen, but because the cobbles were put in, or the tarmac was put in over the original ground, they see people walking through the earth. He kind of does that as he turns away. He walks through a mound of grass.
I turn to Jaunty. I don't think he knows he's dead.
I don't tell him. He's better off not knowing.
Yeah. Anyway, if I keep watch above and you keep watch below, and then the other two can sleep.
Hero, villain, and sidekick can also take it in turns to go around the tree and see what we can't.
Yeah.
Well, sidekick's a little bit clumsy, bless them.
mean,
They're still learning. They're still learning the ropes.
Psychic's currently hanging upside down from a branch from a low-hanging tree, scrabbling at the air, trying to get back up, and just plops to the ground, but is absolutely fine.
Yeah, you can't break a ferret.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ, they're
like custard.
Fairy snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twiggy they could pilot Twiggy.
I asked them to try and pilot Twiggy.
I mean, I have to ask Twiggy if he's willing to be piloted.
Of course, you need permission before you ratatouille someone.
Twiggy's doing that thing like dogs do where they kind of back up because he's kind of scared of these little things that are coming towards him.
Friends! I feel that this conversation is happening in the middle of the night after the two have gone to sleep. Have nothing else to do.
Yeah. Absolutely. Could you make a persuasion check to persuade Twiggy?
I did.
And Evie, could you roll just 1d20 and add a charisma modifier of -1 to see how persuasive your ferrets are?
Hang on. Oh, no, okay. -1 is generous. I checked the stats for a weasel, and their charisma is actually a lot lower.
Well, don't tell me that. We'll go with -1.
I didn't say anything. You're hearing things. It's fine.
What? Hello?
What's your guidance now?
D4. I got a 13.
It's not bad for ferrets.
They're full of love and chaos.
Dirty 20.
Amazing. So, memory with your words. You are soothing Twiggy. And as that's happening, he's distracted. The ferrets are moving in. But they do that thing. I'm going to say they're quite aware and sensitive little creatures. If they've managed to get to the heart of a reborn, who generally doesn't like things, they can certainly get to the heart of Twiggy. And Twiggy has never felt such soft fur before on his quite gnarly old bark. And they kind of nuzzle up to him. And where the amulet was in his chest is where Sidekick likes to rest. Curls up in a little ball and begins sleeping, even though they're meant to be on watch, but Sidekick doesn't have rules. How do they control Twiggy? Was that your intention, Memory?
I think it's less control and more for partnership, and one is probably getting both of them both sets who've had their own kind of experiences, and of us to kind of go, this is sometimes what we did to keep the ferrets safe when we were all getting into battle.
Nice. Oh, I like that.
So it's kind of like, they can do things, and then they can also then, be a bit more reactionary. So if Twiggy was fighting or something and they saw something, they could just kind of lodge a vine and let Twiggy know that there was something coming the other side, kind of like co-piloting for emergency situations and safety.
I like it. For the purpose of this, do you want to increase Twiggy's AC by +2?
Yeah.
Sora, your cats, are you keeping them with you?
So far, yeah. I was going to ask if the cats could help the ferrets in the tree, but they manage well.
I mean, they can. There's plenty of trees.
Sure, we can have Twiggy carrying all of our pets. That's totally fine and probably the most safe of options. Not that it's going to get fighty, but it might. So yes, I'm going to say that Mustard,
Worcester,
Wasabi, and Barbecue all kind of, they do that thing that cats do. They go around his legs and the tails wrap around, and Twiggy can't pretend to not like this. Twiggy very obviously enjoys this very, very much. And you see those quite tense shoulders just kind of relax as he kind of sits down and kind of looks at them individually and places them on him in various places.
Then probably this furry version of Twiggy is more appealing to Sora, who's starting to open up to Twiggy.
I like that. As the cats come across from you, I'm gonna say Twiggy kind of looks over to you, Sora, and beckons you. Do you approach?
Yeah, it's furry, so Sora will just approach.
And he looks at you with his eyes, which are like knots of wood. And he will try and very gently move his hand in the same way that he touched Memory's face. But you see he's moving his fingers, or his tree fingers, on your scales. And it's like he feels an affinity with you. He's made of bark. He kind of tries to do that. I've got bark, you've got scales. We're on a level. That's what he's trying to do. He kind of rubs his shoulder on your shoulder and kind of trying to show that he's He gets you. He gets it.
Can sort of fist bump him.
Absolutely. Can you roll a d20 and add your strength modifier?
And the strength modifier. Okay, 1 second. D20.
Memory, can you roll a d20 and add Twiggy's strength modifier, please? We're going to see how epic this fist bump is.
So it was 6, and the strength modifier is +5, so 11.
So you got 11. What did Twiggy get? 1.
Oh.
Twiggy.
I rolled it early. I could roll again with it.
No, we're going to stick with that one. Twiggy is impressed with Sora's ferocity. Oh my god. He's like, you're so much stronger than I am. That's the thought in his head. As his fist actually goes back a little bit, as you're like, you knock his fist out of the way. He's impressed. We are settling down for the evening. For the afternoon. It's only about 5 p.m, but early nights are good. Especially in Barovia. Twiggy has many friends and is currently wrapping himself around. He's mimicking the cats in a way. He's starting to curl up into a ball and keeping all of his pets, all of his friends, kind of within his natural... There's no way I can say this without it sounding dirty. Within his natural crevices, he is keeping these pets. But they are safe, they are warm, they are happy. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm at the base of the tree. I can't go in it. And I have gotten out my lyre once again. And I am gently, I've also huddled up in a duvet. It's very comfy. I've got some scented candles I picked out from a bag that's come from absolutely nowhere. I just have, just to help me rejuvenate in the nighttime a little bit. And I'm strumming my lyre and playing a song of rest. It does fuck all for a long rest. But I like to think people appreciate it. I appreciate it.
We all appreciate it. Can you make a performance check, please?
Yes, I can. Playing a bard, I've not done enough of these. So it's 18 plus performance 9, 27.
That's pretty damn good. What does Song of Rest normally do for a short rest?
Normally, it means that everyone that hears it can roll an extra d6 of a hit point dice.
So if all of you want to roll a d6 and add that as temporary HP, please do.
Sweet.
D6. Nice, 6.
Very good. Obviously that includes you, Jonty. It also involves Twiggy. Like, I appreciate you maybe rolling lots of dice there, Talia, but please do. And what does it sound like? Like, it's like epic on performance, but what is the genre?
The genre, I think, is probably melancholy folk.
Nice.
Like, definitely minor key. It's definitely a little bit haunting, but it's kind of got that strummy, almost kind of yodeling quality. Not yodeling, that's the wrong word.
I know what you mean, though. Not falsetto either. Anyway, it's got that chorus that people all know, and it takes people back to a time when things were easier. However long ago that was. Bit of a folk banger, gotta say. Bit of a banger.
Toss a coin to your Witcher. It's got
Yes.
nothing on this song. What the song is, no one will ever know. Someone will write a tribute to it. I am sure.
Yes, Tenacious D will definitely do that. What are the rest of us doing? So we are settling down for the evening, wrapped in duvets, etc. Abby, are you having any sort of reflection moments as sleep takes you?
Yeah, I think Abby is still there and like near everyone and like trying to find a balance of being nearby but sort of removed.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like watching everyone as they're kind of like settling in and is just kind of taking the opportunity to appreciate the people undead individuals, tree people, ferrets, etc. that he finds himself with kind of in this moment. You know, he's trying he is trying really hard to do again the opposite of what he was doing last time or last multiple times, which was, again, just barrel forward, keep going, keep stabbing and or smashing things and or fireballing them or whatever, and is trying to take this moment knowing that whatever happens next is going to be the last thing, and is semi-successfully trying to just let all of it play out in front of him, of just watching the ferrets climb up the tree one last time, and and pretending that he can also see the dead people who are wandering around the camp apparently at all times and being talked to, and just all of it, and taking in Jaunty's music and just being an observer of it all, trying to take it in.
Is there anything anybody else would like to do before sleep takes you, or your meditative state as a reborn takes you?
I mean, I don't sleep either, so
Yes,
what I'm would want to do is just really appreciate the go through the focus on the land, and because we've got all of Jaunty's notes, and Jaunty's coming from this from being someone who is very, very smart and able to put things together and work things out that way. And I'm kind of trying to find it with, well, intuition. And I think it's just like, I'm not expecting anything to come out from it tonight, but I'm just trying to kind of start putting out feelers into the earth of any of my entourage, anything that they remember that they might have seen, or rumors, and just trying to feel about the corners of something to make our mission tomorrow slightly easier.
What do you think an ample check would be? I want to say nature, but you can choose another that seems more suitable, or we can make one up. I like making things up.
Give nature or survival, like the land, or being able to find your way around.
Pick your preference, roll a dice, and let's see what happens.
One bless me a dice. Ooh, okay, that's good. Okay, 25.
Wow, okay. With the 25, you reach and feel for the oldest thing that is here, the oldest thing in this entire land of dread, and that's the earth. The earth has been here longer than anything else, and the earth remembers. Of course it does. The earth has seen so much, and it's very easy to get muddy, excuse the pun, but it is very easy to get muddy and jumbled with all the things that have happened. But the things, or the area of earth where things have happened the least, is where the castle is. Because people never go there. Because the earth itself is almost cursed there. And the earth generally wishes that it wasn't. There's only one way for the people who do go there to get there. But the earth knows that someone always watches. Always watches. There's a being that always sees. And the earth can feel that being watching it now. And you see this through roots, you see this through the earth itself. It's more of a feeling that you get than words. But yeah, you get that impression the earth isn't fearful. It's the earth. It doesn't really fear anything, but it wishes that it wasn't corrupted in that area. It wishes that it would be whatever its perception of hallowed, it wishes that it was that again, because it used to be and now it's not, and it's sad about it. That's what you get.
I think that's just my night, and then hopefully it helps the others from start doing sensible plans for things. Good, that's it. Then I'm just going to sit there and listen to Jaunty playing.
Sora, are you settling down for the night's sleep?
Yeah, so Sora's in another world, so she's
Uh-huh.
just settling for sleep, watching the pamphlets about Fairyland, trying to pretend that she can read a map, so she keeps twisting it and trying to figure out where in Fairyland she is, so she can...
Do you want to make a survival check?
Yeah, oh, I think I'm not that bad in those, so actually I like survival better. Okay. Oh, 10.
10, that's an average roll, so higher than a 10 is above average, 10 is average. With a 10, you can confirm that you cannot find yourself on this map. You're not quite sure if that's good or bad, but you're definitely not on this map. Maybe it's just a section. Maybe it's the wrong section map. Yeah.
She's
Maybe.
probably still in denial, so it's like, okay, it must be a section of the map that is like outside, because she's definitely in Fairyland.
If you want to ask Jaunty for help, I will try.
Yeah,
You're welcome to.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Jaunty, you would probably see Sora, like, turning this map upside down, reading it kind of like this. You could step in.
Sora, what are you looking for?
Where are we in Fairyland? It's a map of Fairyland. So I'm looking, where are we?
Am I looking at a map of Fairyland, the Feywild, etc.?
You're looking at a map of the Feywild, particularly Mercandor Bog. It's like a resort.
Ah, okay. Am I familiar with Mercandor Bog at all?
Make a history check. Actually, no, make a memory check. That's history plus your whichever class proficiency is highest, like your modifier for your class.
Charisma. Okay, so that is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, dirty 20.
Yeah, you've heard tales, you've never been. It's like quite a nice tourist trap for people to go to. It's the Feywild made nice.
I feel like it's where I want to go on holiday when this is all over.
Mm-hmm. Very pricey, but
yeah.
It's, resort.
Okay, Sora, we've been here a while. I'm going to tell you it straight. This is a map of Fairywild. It's called the Feywild, but you can call it the Fairywild, it's fine. We're not there. We're somewhere else. But when this is all over, I will personally take you to this place and buy you so much overpriced touristy candy.
Yay! Can we take the cats and the ferrets?
The ferrets can come as well, yes. And the cats.
Nice.
Probably. I'll have to look at their pet policy.
Oh, there's a little notice on the pamphlet saying that pets are welcome, provided that you keep the rooms tidy.
Pets are welcome. Okay, good. I have just committed to an exceedingly expensive holiday, but, you know, I've worked for Abby for a long time. He owes me about, 75 years of wages at this point.
It's tough with time dilation, you know. We're
We've been doing this for 100 years. I will be claiming my 100 years. If you don't give them to me, I will take you to court.
Well, you know, my uncle is a judge, the judge, but, you know, I'm sure it will all be solved amicably.
Give them their money. Give them their money.
Yeah.
Let's survive tomorrow first.
Cool. Well, if that is everything, please process your long rests. And just for me, and just for those of us watching, can you tell us how you look now at level 10? Like, what have you chosen? Is it different to the last time you were level 10? Like, what's the vibe here?
Alfie's different. So previously it was, I think Paladin 6, Sorcerer 4, or 5/5. I don't remember which. It was much more evenly split. This time, since Alfie has been trying to kind of really lean in to to kind of checking in with, kind of his core motivation and of trying to keep grounded and centered on kind of connection with others and stuff, as opposed to just raw power and vengeance and that. He's actually 8 levels of paladin and 2 levels of sorcerer this time.
Nice.
Just to get a couple more of those, various, the auras and the, kind of fun little doodads like that. But just to really cement that's what he's paying attention to this time, not kind of a personal cultivation of power.
Beautiful.
I can go next because mine's quite simple. In that my powers are the same as when I was previously level 10 in this campaign, in that I'm still level 3 Bard and level 7 Warlock Undying. The difference is that I'm no longer resentful about being a Warlock or a Bard or having the Muse Eternal on my side. Before, I was very mad about it. I'm still mad that I'm a Reborn and still kicking and having to live this existence, but I'm now more appreciative of the Muse Eternal and all she's done for me and the help, and I am very much more embracing the abilities that she has given me and that I can use with barding as well.
Darling, it was always you. It was never me.
Well, it seems I needed 100 years to realize that.
Amazing. Thank you, Evie. Who's next?
Yeah, I can go next. Sorry, pretty much the same. She still went Path of the Giants. She still went in her chromatic fire features.
Nice.
Just obviously because ignorance is a bliss, and for her it's always been an adventure. The only change is that now she might be open to the possibility that this might not be fairyland, but it's possibly fairyland because there's a lot of fairies around.
Fairyland sounds amazing.
She probably just did a bad turn in the map, and it was not fairy, it was furry.
Oh god, not the fairies.
Fairy not fairy sounds like the best bar ever. Astrid, that's amazing. I love the development. I'm so excited. Talia, please tell us.
Yeah, to finish off, so last time I think it was Blight Druid 6, Ranger 3, like Swarmkeeper Ranger 3, and then Warlock 1. This time it is Land Druid, so Forest Druid 6, Archfey Warlock 4. So she's lost the Swarm, because the Swarm, I think, was very connected to the blight, to the ghost, to the curse that hurt her land, took her family and her people from her. I think this time round that she's more in tune with the land, with the natures, and kind of into, I think remembering her patron who kind of sent her on her way to find friends, to find allies, to find other living humanoid people of the socialization, and it's kind of working, and still has some of the kind of ghost keeper features and just hang around with the entourage keeps growing, but kind of much more light with everything.
Nice. Lovely. Well, I'm going to say you've awoken, you've packed up camp, and we are just going to get you to a point where you've left the cindering ashes of the windmill behind. You've made your way back down the road, past the standing stones, and we're picking up again with you at that crossroads, at that fork in the road. And you are now all looking at that place that gave you that deja vu, but now you know why, because you've been that way quite a few times at this point. But this time, like you've told me, you are different, you've developed. You have items that maybe you did not have before. You have an Abby who maybe has a bit more hope than he had last time. Or last times, plural. I'm gonna say, who's leading this group? Who's in front? Or are you walking hand in hand, 4 abreast, skipping?
Yep, all exactly in one line, consciously being like, well, when Abby walks, he really sticks his chest out, so he needs to take like 1/4 step back to make sure that everyone is perfectly equidistant at all times.
I was thinking we were all walking in sexy slow-mo.
Ooh, can we roll a
Nice.
sexy check? Can we all have a
Yeah.
group performance check, please? That includes Twiggy.
Which check is that one?
Performance, please. Performance. It's near the bottom.
26.
A 6.
Ooh,
Okay.
No 20 in front.
6.
Rolling again.
I'm not good at that one. I have a -1.
Am I rolling performance?
Yes, please, for you and Twiggy.
Thank you. Okay, and
This is my yes, this is my no.
one of us was. I was a dirty 20.
Okay.
Twiggy has a -4 to charisma.
Come on, Twiggy.
He rolled a 7, so that's a 3. I think Twiggy just looks like a moving tree.
Yeah, Twiggy gets distracted, is looking to the right-hand side, which puts off the flow of the group. Alfie in such heavy armor trips over. Sora, sets fire to a tree by accident, not Twiggy, a different tree. However, Jaunty and Memory look great. You don't even realize that the others have messed up the sexy look. You both look delightful. Well done. As you go down the road to the castle, I say down the road, you're going up the road, you're going up a mountain. You've been this way before, so I do not need you to make any checks. But I'm going to say that you kind of, you know how long you've got until you reach the gates. It's about, at this point, 10 minutes. How do you feel?
Like we need to discuss our plan.
Okay.
Which we have already done on the way here, so let's do a memory check to go back to the plan.
Okay, do it.
Little. So, what's our plan?
I probably would have drawn a card with one of my dice, and I got 3. So Sora, Abby, please add. Hang on, let me roll for that. That is 7 more temporary HP as I kind of tag a card in each of your armors.
Ooh, additional to what we got before.
Yes,
Yep.
it is. As I do that, I would say, okay, so plan. Abby, you've got the item. I have a spell that can help conceal it if we need to. I was thinking of sending the ferrets in to scout and try and find where the heart or Gertruda could possibly be. We're probably going to run into Strahd at some point. Any ideas, team?
Liz, question.
Yes.
Would we know from our prior, however many storming the castles that we have done, as soon as we step in the castle, does Strahd pretty much know that we're there?
He always seems to expect you, and he is always where you end up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He doesn't display himself until he can do in a cool way to look cool.
Yeah, classic.
Mhm.
I will share what I remembered the Earth telling me last night. Let's put into the plans.
So is this a good watcher that could be on our side, or a malevolent watcher we need to deceive?
Something's always watching, and I didn't like how the Earth felt there, so I'm assuming it's bad. It's mostly just there. It could, yeah. There's something there. It might be. It mostly didn't like the land, but I think it could be either way, but be careful.
If you can pinpoint it, I can send one of the plot squad to scout and see if they can relay anything, maybe. They can do it within a mile.
Ooh. I could never go. But if we get there close enough, I could go and I've got all the locates.
Oh, good.
I
Oh,
can
do we
locate
have
it
something?
here.
Are we familiar enough with the heart that we can locate it?
You've never seen this heart before.
Damn. Okay,
That's the one thing you
something
have
I'll
never
do.
seen before. Any
I'm
other?
gonna-
Oh, sorry. Yes.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I can have a go. I know what it feels like. I don't know what it is, but I know what it feels like. And this
What
is
are
a
you-
place where sometimes work.
What are you trying to locate?
I want to locate the. Oh, I will want to locate the Watcher once we get close enough to pinpoint where it is, so we can then send a ferret to see actually what is watching us.
Mhm.
I'm also going to make sure, as part of the plan, that I've got pass without a trace up, so that we make it, if we're sneaking, it's easier to sneak.
Amazing. Okay. I will say let's just have a stealth check now, so we don't forget. And whatever you roll stays. And add 10 to your roll because of pass without a trace. Yeah.
I get advantage on it in case you heard me rolling twice. That's
I
fine.
get disadvantage on it, so there.
Listen.
So with the pass without trace, I got 31.
Okay, no one can see you, Jaunty. No one.
No, no one.
You are gone.
17.
It's not bad.
It is when you have a plus 10.
Yep.
30.
Okay. You also are gone. Sora, what did you get?
Which check remind me?
Stealth.
Stealth.
Roll a stealth check and then add 10 to it because we have pass without a trace on.
Oof, 14.
Okay, that's a number. Yes, thank you for rolling.
Guidance. Guidance?
Yeah, it has to be the bomb. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm being cheeky.
I'm very generous, but I'm not that generous. Okay, so you're all sneaking. What's memory locating?
Twiggy got at least 22.
Amazing.
Ooh,
I mean,
nice.
there are a lot of trees around, so like it's quite easy to blend.
Would you like the plot squad to roll, or are they good? Just
They're within Twiggy.
cool.
They are creatures, not objects, but it's fine.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I don't know. Nathan, do not know tons about how the Castle Ravenloft works, other than it is spooky, mysterious, always dramatic as possible.
Yes.
Always as extra as possible. We have thrown our corporeal bodies against it,
Countless
literally and figuratively for apparently maybe years and years and years now. And we've never found this heart.
No.
So I'm wondering, is there, as we are like magically, just like searching through our expanded consciousness of all these past experiences, is there a place we haven't been yet? Like, are there just like, like the fog of war in a map, playing a video game where it's just like, well, that area is still grayed out and it might be nothing, but
It's
like we've been here so many times and we've tried, presumably, we've gone to the front door and we've taken a left. Oops, trapdoor, dead. Well, maybe the next time we took a right. Oh, hey, another hallway. A different trapdoor, dead. Now we climbed through this window.
Yep.
Like, is there like at least to start from, a good direction to go?
It's hard to say, remember what you don't know. But can you make a memory check for me, please? Just so I can tell you what you absolutely know.
And so that was that is a D20 roll with your whatever class modifier deal,
Sorry.
right?
With history, it's a history check and then add your class modifier.
History, that's what it was. Oh, Alfie, pretty decent at history. He had to know all those coats of arms and like that sort of thing. That is a 21,
Nice.
believe it or not.
So if anyone plays video games, there's a thing called like light theory, where they get you to go into places where the light is. You tend to go through the doors. If there's light shining through it, you're drawn to it. Because you've rarely remembered your times there before, you tend to always go to the door with the light in it, or the thing that the castle wants you to go to. You remember the bits that you've been to, and the most obvious things always have ended in your very quick demise, so you know where you shouldn't go. With a roll over a 20, you do know there's an area where it's not that you haven't looked, it's that you haven't wanted to look. If anyone has seen the Doctor Who episode with the crack in the wall, it's that thing of, there's something in the corner of your eye, but you're just gonna look away from it. It's very that, and that's kind of behind you the moment you come in through the hallway, and you've never looked behind you because look at that beautiful light over there.
So I think as we're getting closer, he's racking his brain, trying to think of anything, and just as we're about to unleash the not hounds but ferrets, Avi's like, wait a second. Oh, that shadow over there, that unlit portion of the corner dungeon, castle, etc. I don't think we haven't been through there yet, right?
Probably not. It's not shiny.
I mean, I think it'd be maybe interesting, maybe useful to explore as many options as possible. And, Villain is already perfectly camouflaged for this sort of a mission. So not to tell you what to do, of course, Jaunty, or, kind of your cadre of high performing stealth ferrets, but it's just something. That's all.
I'm just going to throw this out there right now. Slight side note, apologies. These pets need their own one shot. I'm sorry, it needs to happen. Anyway, side note, continue.
I mean, I'm always up to see if we have another piñata.
I'm willing to send Villain into scope. Before we do, Alfie, can you take out the homing device and see where it is floating to?
Ooh, great call. Yeah, absolutely. I think Alfie just got so used to just not paying super close attention to it because it was so thirsty to just go smite vampires that he's like, yep. I have to eat dinner. Leave me alone. But yeah, great idea. I think Abby would be like, oh yeah, of course. Oh yes. And would kind of try to almost, attune, open himself up back to its suggestion influence, and would kind of now consciously be trying to do that as we're proceeding.
It's certainly more forceful, the pull it has on you. It's hard to say what that means, but you're certainly going the right direction. That's certainly what you can glean.
The talisman is pretty sure there's a vampire here. At least one. Great. Cool.
No, but it's not pulling in that specific crack direction.
That's I am pulling towards the crack, not the talisman specifically.
You're right, Evie.
I think I took psychic damage. I'm so sorry.
What is it, Jaunty?
Don't you worry, Abby. Don't you worry. Okay,
talk to me about your ferrets. What they're doing?
The ferrets, yes. I'm gonna send in Villain because he's thirsty for something to do.
Yeah. Scurrying off. Do you see through his eyes? Is it that kind of vibe?
Yes, I can see through his eyes, and he has advantage on anything involving smell or hearing.
Okay. So from his perspective, he's scurrying up the road, and there's maybe 5 minutes left on his journey to get there. As you're kind of walking at the same time, but he goes much quicker than you. He approaches a big bridge, which you expect. Can he make a perception check, please?
Yes, he can. What is his perception? Okay, cool. And they have advantage on perception checks.
Cool.
Which I needed because one of them was a 1.
Uh-huh.
Not too good. So that was 12 plus it's wisdom. Oh, plus 3. So 12, 13, 14, 15. So
when you ask for checks, you usually have if they get the low ones, this is the information you get. I was after 15, so that was great. Villain, thirsty for blood, thirsty for adventure, takes a little minute to just get a scope on his surroundings. And one thing that animals don't tend to do, unless they're coaxed, is look up. And he looks up, and he sees a cracked rose window very high up. He doesn't really know how high that is, but Jaunty, you would say it's about 100 foot up. And it's above the castle doors. There's a big tower. It goes up and up and up, and there's a round rose window at the top.
Is there a ledge?
To get there, or of the window?
No, at the window.
Rose windows don't tend to have them.
Okay.
But for the purpose of this, I can say yes, but it would be 100 foot up.
Okay, that's fine.
With that check, Villain sees in the window a silhouette, a figure of someone in a dress, looking out intently, but she has not seen Villain. Her hand is to the glass. That's what Villain sees.
I call Villain back and relay what he has seen to the rest of the party. Do we want to avoid or do we want to engage? I don't know if you've met a woman here before.
It's a memory that you do not have.
Maybe she has candy.
Even vampire thralls have candy in this place, apparently. It's not a signifier of virtue, unfortunately.
But still, we could take the candy.
Eyes on the prize. You get more candy if we get out of this place. Remember.
But maybe
It's
she can help
useless.
us.
Do anybody remember her? Because if we keep dying and we haven't met them, and the earth feels someone's watching, but it doesn't feel. It feels like a presence, but more than any. I think that going there, if it's not something we've done before, is something that we should do.
Yeah, so we can be sure she didn't kill us before.
I think this is a great idea. I am treating this experience as, we know that this is the last hurrah, so to speak. All new experiences are preferable to old experiences for the most part, because many of our old experiences ended in death, dismemberment, that sort of thing. So new, why not?
Okay. I can get me and one other person up to that ledge to tap on the glass. Best idea I've got. It's 100 foot up.
How slick are these castle walls?
Well, I'm going to say that you're approaching the gates at this point.
Yeah.
The walls are slick from the drizzling rain. This looming structure, so dreaded, but so silent and permanent and secluded, is claustrophobic. No sunlight here. The mist is hanging thick, again not helping the slickness of the walls. There are torch flames, as there ever are, flanking the door, and that's something that we would have seen through the eyes of Villain. But yeah, you're approaching and you too see a figure at the window, and she has seen you, and she's banging on the glass. She's trying to get your attention. You don't hear a sound. The cracks that are there aren't impacted by her banging. But she can see that you have seen her, and she kind of looks desperate.
Do we know that she looks desperate?
Yes, you do.
Okay, I think we found our target.
She's sort of can't
I
hear a
think
word
she
she's saying.
wants to play.
Yes, I think she does too, Sora. Okay, I've got a way to get me and one other person up there. Anyone else got a way to get up there?
I can climb.
I can climb. I'm very athletic.
Okay, Abby, you're with me. Just I know you get dimension door sick, but Please try and keep it in for all of our
I
sakes.
make no promises. We have now memories of multiple deaths and cycles that indicate it has never gotten better. And I want to set expectations appropriately. I probably will vomit.
Okay, just try not to do it on me this time, okay?
That I am happy to try my best.
I feel like that was the cause for at least one of my deaths.
Yeah, we definitely slipped, or just were too grossed out and then like accidentally wandered over a ledge. Something, yeah.
Definitely.
Quick question: pets, and how do
Cats
they go
are
up?
very good climbers.
I mean, I would assume Twiggy can get purchased.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Just double checking. Okay, we're good.
Twiggy has been climbing for centuries.
Oh wait, no. Actually, I can give a swim and a climb and speeds.
Yeah,
because that's what I can do.
Nice.
I forgot my own stats.
Hooray! Okay, so we are all scaling this wall, magically or otherwise. The ledge isn't very big, so what is the plan once we get there? You're going to be face to face with the person on the glass knocking on it, which you still can't hear.
I have a question, actually. Because Dimension Door, you can just describe the place that you want to be in. You see it, and then you can also describe it. Can I describe as Dimension Dooring to the other side of the glass if it's translucent?
Yep.
Then we go immediately inside.
That's so cool.
You
Neato.
absolutely do that, but I need you both to make wisdom saving throws, because just to throw this out there, I guess the rest of you would be looking at watching this. You see like a barrier kind of ripple as those two must be going through it. Something is preventing arcanely things happening to that window.
This is true for everyone, and I'm saying it once more because I am so bad at remembering this, despite having played many paladins. I am now a high enough level that we all once again have an aura of protection, and you get +3 on all saves if you're within 10 feet. So Jonty and I both will get a +3 on this save.
Sweet.
Does that include memory and me, or just the two of you that are together?
It depends on how, Liz, you're visualizing kind of this field. Like if we're all walking into it kind of at the same time or whatever, it's one thing, but I totally leave that to your visualization.
Just as long as you're within 10 foot of Alfie.
Yeah.
If you say, "Oh, I'm going to move 50 foot away," then you're out of it. But if you're close by, in your mind, then you're close by. What were your wisdom saves?
19.
13. I had done the math and then I remembered my my thing. And is this some sort of magic? Is this being charmed, perhaps?
This is not a charming effect. But
Okay.
thank you for asking.
In that case, then I got a 16.
16. You both succeed, but you are going to take some damage because this is not the authorized way in. Strahd did not permit this. I'm just rolling this dice. It would be 36 points of damage. That's reduced by half to 18. The damage type is necrotic.
I'm very pleased that we got those temporary HBs.
Yes, that's still not looking good.
Both of you are connected to a patron or deity of some variety. Is that right, Abby?
Yeah.
Of some variety.
I am actually not directly.
Or like a feeling.
Mine is more like ideals, kind of like way of life kind of deal, as opposed to a particular deity, at least at this point.
It's like a will, and it is a emotion, which is a powerful force in itself.
Totally.
Can you both roll for me your class, which is charisma, your class modifier, a d20 plus your class modifier? I want to see how Alfie's will and how the Muse Eternal deal with this negative force that is impacting you and is impacting everything.
Bad is the answer. 7.
Okay.
17.
17 is good. 7, not so great, but that's okay. Yep. You're with Jaunty. You're literally traveling together. Jaunty, the Muse Eternal. Darling, I don't really appreciate red tape. It's not really my thing. I can see cracks. Can you see cracks? Do you see that little crack right there, darling?
I see the crack, unfortunately.
No, I
The
know
phrase that came out of my mouth.
You're welcome. You know we are sort of mid-crack currently.
Hmm.
Just give it a little push.
Give it a push.
And with that, cracks start to appear in this rose glass window. It then smashes. You both appear in the room. I'm going to say the rest of you can follow up very easily and enter the room. Whatever magical force that was keeping that in place is now no more. And what you see when you all arrive in this room is a room that is grand. It's luxurious. But the thickest layer of dust, and I mean like thick, 6 inches worth of dust coats everything, even the 4-poster bed. A coffin lies on a thickly coated rug next to the bed. And you see that there are footprints that go from the coffin to where you are by the window. And I'll tell you who's looking at you in a moment. The footprints also go to a heavily laden bookshelf with lots of ancient, well-read tomes on there. You see who has stepped back from this shattering of this window. A very slim figure. Her hair messily arranged, wearing a white dress of lace, but the lace looks like it has aged. The white is no longer crisp, but yellowing. The lace is snapped in places. These huge doe-like eyes look at you, this face of this young woman. Her face is in complete contrast to what she wears. She looks as if time has never touched her. She regards you with these huge eyes, and the more insightful among you notice she's maybe a little untrusting, given what's just happened. And she smiles. You do see pointed fangs. But she says, I thought you would never find me. And that's where we're going to take our break. And we are back. You have just arrived in a grand bedroom full of dust. You are face to face with the person who's been watching from this window that you've now smashed through. And she has just said that she thought you would never find her. She's currently untrusting, purely maybe from the shock, but she does kind of back up into some undisturbed dust. You kind of get the impression that all the footprints that you have seen, she's kind of trodden the same footprints over and over and over again, as not to disturb anything else.
Start cleaning.
Oh my god, are you going to start cleaning? Can you make an athletics check? Because it's going to take some elbow grease.
All of us? Because I can help with that one. That's the one that I'm actually
I am not
good.
cleaning, to be clear.
Sorry,
not.
if you wish to also make an athletics check, go for it. We'll have you both clean.
I like that
27.
the 2 people who like climbed up the wall themselves and came in presumably like a couple seconds after us are like, oh, we're in here. Oh, cool. Something's happening over there. Oh, it's pretty dusty in here. A lot of cobwebs. Why don't I just
Honestly,
take
I think
care of
it's
this
just Mary
real
didn't want to
quick?
go and didn't know where to stand, and so she just started cleaning the bit she was in.
What do I do with
And
my
then-
hands?
Yeah, you clean the next bit next to it, and now it's just a thing that's going on. And then Sora sees it happen and goes, I guess this is what we're doing. And so it's just a pair of them.
Yeah, like, I
maybe
want
she
to...
must-
Go on.
No, I was saying maybe she must be cleaning to look for the candy, sir.
You know what? It could be happening. I'm going to say that as this is all happening, I'm going to say, Sora, with your hefty athletics check, you're shifting things out the way so that the memory can get underneath. One of the big things that you shift is one of the really massive bookcases. Obviously, the person whose room this is, weirdly, is just looking at Jaunty right now, but we're going to come back to that in a second. So she's not paying any attention. Memory, can you tell us one of the reasons why you came to Barovia?
I think there was a few, but the core reason was because I had been given the intuition from my patron that there was an item, whether a tome, a scroll, a book, a diary entry, that within the castle, something about how to remove the curse, that if I found it, it would make things better back home.
So in my head, I'm headcanoning this. Throughout all of your iterations, every single bookcase that you have seen, I'm like, but you've never been very successful. Most of the books in Barovia are very dull, mainly about wine that tastes bad, sad goings on, very depressing reads. But the books you are in front of right now are very, very old. And one of them catches your eye because it's about gardening. It's about tending to what would have surrounded this castle had it not been unsanctified. Tending land and the things that are within it. That's the thing that stands out to you in this massive array of crazy tomes. There's so many.
Hold it!
Do you want to make a Constitution saving throw to see if you sneeze?
God, yes.
In fact, Sora, do you want to make a Constitution saving throw as well? You can add +3 to that because Alfie's nearby.
Dirty 20, then.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're gonna sneeze, but you tell me how.
9.
Nice. It sounds kind of cute. But as that happens, Sora sneezes, but with that 9, Sora, a bit of fire comes out. Fortunately, not at the bookcase or the tomes within. They're very ancient and old. You sneeze into a grand domed ceiling that's in this tower. You do not set anything on fire, which is good. Memory, over to you.
Just pull it out. Just wriggling. Hold it. We go. Ooh. Just going to start flipping through it.
Mm-hmm.
Is this it?
You find a packet of seeds that are long gone. But in the packet there is a very small scroll. Now, I'm not going to tell you the exact words on this scroll. But what would Memory hope is on there?
There is a spell where if you spend a considerable amount of time, you can re-heal the land, grow plants. Memory has not had that power, and also she does not have the time.
Who does?
Hoping for she's going long on before that's going to happen, but she's hoping that it's going to be that there'd be a combination that's not just about then doing that to the land, but doing it to where a curse has gone and affected the earth and the people within it. And so it's just any kind of thing that she could if she can see the scroll of how it was written down so that she can work backwards, or a counter curse scroll, but that's less likely, but she knows magic enough that she could at least.
It's a start.
Yeah.
It's a start, and that is more than you have found in what apparently has been a very, very long time. Maybe someone back home could help. Maybe with the time that you do have, you can figure it out. But this scroll contains, before spells were written, the concept of the spell, what magic is taken from the earth or the arcane, and it's woven and it's knitted, and this is a way of unraveling all these strands and putting them back together again. So you think, not right now, it's probably not the time or the place, but it's a start. It's a positive start.
Just very enthusiastic again, completely gone on a tangent mission and everything else. Guys, I found it. I think I found a start. I found a spot, and I think I can save my home. And whoever put this here is like the greatest librarian ever. And this is a good thing. We just need to. Oh, this. You guys are staring at each other.
Yeah. At this point, like obviously, Memory, Sora off on their own little journey. We're enjoying it. We're loving it. Alfie and Jaunty. Alfie, you notice that this woman is looking at Jaunty quite pointedly. And she says, pointing, you've come here before, but alone.
I have?
You didn't know where to go, and then you died.
That sounds about...
That does sound right. Yeah, no, that's...
Well, this time we also don't know where to go, but we don't intend to die. This is the final time we're doing this.
Don't worry, she says in response to your "we don't want to die." She thinks that you think that she's going to try and kill you. Don't worry. I don't yearn for the blood of the living.
Oh, me neither, girl. It's all good. Neutral undead to neutral undead. Also, I'm not the living, so you wouldn't be able to drink my blood anyway.
She just cocks her head. Are you one of his?
No. I am a hiccup of reincarnations. I've got. Is it safe? I don't know what's safe to do. Muse Eternal is my
yes,
patron.
darling. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking to
Eternal?
me. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I
you can
overstepped my
include it in this.
boundaries. I'm so sorry. You can carry on. Don't mind me.
Okay.
It's fine.
Of course. Sorry, patron in my head. I was paying attention. I'm here by the grace of the Muse Eternal, not the other guy.
I was his once. And she leans in. I know things. Things that he doesn't realize I know.
Can you tell us anything that would help us and you by extension? What is your name? Is it?
I haven't said my name in a very long time. It's Gertruda.
Mary was looking for you.
She kept me safe. Much safer than I am here. We were linked once, him and me. That's why I know things. But now he doesn't even care to witness my misery. I know why he doesn't want you.
And why is that?
Because it's the thing that keeps him alive. He doesn't want you there.
At the heart?
It's big. But he loves no one. Not even himself. Not even me. And not you. And she kind of like, with a pointed finger, kind of points 1, 2, 3, 4. She pauses for a minute and also points at Twiggy. She's like, does he look? I'm going to point over there anyway.
We all heard the conversation, right?
100%, yeah.
Can sort us, does he not love even candy? Everybody loves candy.
I don't think he likes candy.
He's evil.
I don't know what candy is.
Oh,
Can you
we
give
need-
me some candy?
Do I have candy with me? Do I still have?
Oh,
she
yeah.
did have a little bit of cotton candy.
You've got some cotton candy on your person right now, yeah.
Okay, Can I offer her cotton candy?
You can. So, Evie, can you talk to me about the reborn trait to do with consuming things?
Yes. I'm not sure where it's actually written anymore.
Oh,
but
okay.
I can't remember. It's that you can't really consume, but each DM rules it differently. The way I've been playing it here, and I think previously with Ephemera, is that you can physically eat it. Maybe you can taste it. Maybe you can taste it even. I don't think my character can taste it, but it will just kind of sit in your stomach because there's no digestive juices. It just doesn't go anywhere, which makes it very uncomfortable.
How does it come out? If you're on Twitch chat and you know, let us know. So she's going to take the cotton candy from you and kind of start pulling it apart. So I'm going to share a secret with you. This is the first thing she's ever eaten since she got here. So she's going to really dig into it.
I'm hoping that since it's cotton candy, it will just kind of dissolve with the saliva.
Yeah.
So
It does, but then she starts to get a bit worried and she's like, it's turning to ashes in my mouth.
That's good.
It's turning to ashes in my... Am I turning to ash?
No. Sugar.
It's gone. Have I gone? Am I here?
Nope.
She's making sure that she's still present in the room.
You're okay. You're okay. Look, it's a particular kind of sweet. It dissolves in your mouth into sugar. Can you still taste the sugar?
Oh, it tastes nothing but revenge is what I taste.
That's a good taste.
They do
That's
seem
a sweet dish.
What of you? And she looks across to Abby, who has got a radiant vibe. Are you here to kill me?
Not necessarily.
She looks at the amulet that's on your chest. He won't like that.
I hope he does not. No. No, my goal here is to end this cycle of violence that your captor, I don't want to put labels on it, unless you have one. But
He
to
was
put
my
an end to
master
his
once. And
but
now
he isn't
he's...
now, is he?
No.
No.
He doesn't think about me anymore. Do you die if people don't remember you?
Well, that's always an interesting question. They say that no one truly dies until their name is no longer spoken or thought of, but we are here. We are thinking of you. We are speaking to you now. You exist. And we are here if you are willing to accept help. Here to help you, as well as the rest of the people here.
The mist came creeping up the walls and the dead ones climbed right past my window. And you had hair.
I do now as well. But we're not here to reminisce about the past or fashions that may or may not have existed. Probably not. Probably didn't happen. But I guess what I'd like to talk about is what is it that you want? What is it that you need? We are here to, again, to end this, whatever it means to do so. If through violence, so be it. But and he kind of looks around at everyone else. I think I speak for everyone in saying, if we are able to help you as well, in whatever that means and whatever it is that you want, that would be a great privilege.
I wish for it to end, for him to die. And I've never really thought about myself.
Understandable.
I think at this point, Jaunty hears in their head, I mean, she could always go into law enforcement, darling. What better revenge is there than that?
Oh my god, get out of my head. I was just thinking.
God, your patron is just loves cops, I guess.
Yeah, I could introduce her to the sexy police officer who tells stories and they could go on adventures together.
They will need a one shot as well. I would like to see that one shot.
Oh god.
I do say to the Muse Eternal, can we make this happen soon? Or do we need to wait for Strahd?
Oh, we don't need to wait for him.
Oh.
Oh, he doesn't care about this one at all. He's written this one off.
Ooh, okay. So out loud, I say to Gertruda, the Muse Eternal is gracious and has the power to change certain things about people. For example, one of Strahd's previous thralls be turned into a sexy policeman who tells stories. He was still himself, but he had a better life. Would you be interested in a similar arrangement?
I always wanted to be a knight. Could I be a knight?
I don't see why not. It's a little gauche, but we can work with it.
I don't know what that means.
You don't need to, dear. It's okay.
They teach you that sort of thing in night school.
Yes.
I never went to school, but I can read.
That's
Not
good.
all can say so.
Oh, someone who a knight who preserves stories to go with the cop who tells.
Yes. A valiant knight that preserves stories.
What do I need to do? Do I need to put on a nice dress? What do I need to do?
It's going to druid craft so many flowers on her, so like flower crowns, flower garlands.
Like, this is the first living thing that's grown where she is. She is fascinated by this. Jaunty, when you want to take over and invoke what we invoked with the sexy cop, you may. Right, darling. After you. I mean, it's sort of your show now. I just sort of take a back seat.
Oh, okay. Oh God, how do I take the lead with this?
Oh, you just make it up. Make it up as you go along.
Okay.
That's what I do.
You do it so well.
Stop it.
Okay, so I very much focus on Gertruda, and before us, the nightdress knits itself back together, and shining armor takes its place, gleaming, almost with like a rainbow sheen to it, with like a full helmet that when it comes up, you see that she has been cleaned up. She's shining with hope and light, and she has a very big backpack for all of her books.
Nice.
And a pair of reading specs. Doesn't really need them, probably, but they add to the ambience.
I think they're going to be shaped like aviators to go with that cop vibe, because I feel like there's still a bit of that going on. Like, there's the help the weak, get rid of the evil kind of thing going.
Mm-hmm.
She's still a bit creepy, not going to lie. You're not going to change that. But she certainly looks well dressed and well made.
I mean, we've been adventuring with Jaunty for some time, so like there's a high threshold of acceptable creepy levels, so
yeah. You know what? Can I give her a pet?
Like a pet or a pet?
Like a pet.
Yes, of course you can.
Excellent. I am going to give her... Oh God, what the hell am I going to give her? I would like to give her a chinchilla to help her preserve those stories. Have a dust bath in all this dust.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, she'll certainly take that. You do see, do I need to eat this cross her mind? But then she's like, no, don't do that. And she looks after this chinchilla. She looks up. Oh, I've never named anything before. I'm gonna call this chinchilla Princely. Princely.
A wonderful name. Remember, it does need to eat. You don't, but it does.
Okay. She looks at the door, which since you broke the spell on the window has actually gone ajar. Now, she has waited a very long time. She's been able to wait a little longer because she's waited for an eternity. But she's looking at that ajar door that leads out of this room. I will take you. Yes.
I was just going to say, if you're going on your adventures to meet Mr. Sexy Cop, storyteller guy, you might want to go visit your mum first.
Oh, she has mixed feelings about that. Go on.
You don't have to stay, but just let her know that you're out and safe and that she can rest now. It's just polite.
That feels like the right thing to do.
You don't have to stay. You are not committed to staying. Your own feelings matter as well. But she's been waiting for you for a very long time just to make sure that you're safe.
And if I go on holiday, she can look after Princely for me.
Yeah.
She begins humming to herself because, of course, she's being creepy, and begins to meander her way through the dust. It kind of piles up on the tops of her feet as she shuffles her way to the door. You don't get the sense that she's really done a lot of walking, but she's getting the hang of it. She walks towards the door, and with her hand not holding Princely, she kind of trails it down the wall as you see her descend the steps. I'll show you where you need to go. You descend the spiral stairs. She takes you to the grand hallway. If you'd gone in through the main doors, you would have seen this grand hallway. The crack in the wall, the bit of stairs that you did not look at, is the door that she's coming through now. You'd never been up her tower before. Some kind of glamour was on it to stop you from seeing it. She meanders straight ahead, slightly to the right-hand side, to a massive, 10-foot by 10-foot fireplace. Embellished, it's dark marble. It's not lit, but on the, what's it called? The bit that goes across the top of the fireplace? Lintel? Mantle. Across the mantle, there is the Strahd family crest. He doesn't know we're doing this. Shh. And she presses her hand on the family crest, and you hear a tick as the stone goes in. You better get in it now. You see the fireplace beginning to turn on a pivot. Come on. Do you get in the fireplace?
Secret door, always.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that depends. Have we been here before?
You've not been here before. You've
Then-
not seen this before.
Enthusiastically, yes.
He might call other things like me. I could never answer the last time he called anyone. Kill the heart. Just know it might fight back. Oh, it's a long way up, so don't fall down. And as you hear that last, the fireplace is shut, you just see her spinning on the spot and beginning to skip out the front door like a little child.
I turn to the rest of the party and say, "Dear Lord, was I ever that creepy?" Head at a natural angle.
There was a couple times, but generally no.
Okay, good.
I think you were trying to be creepy in those instances. I was never 100% sure, but that seemed very effortless on her part.
Oh yeah.
You are standing. Oh, go on.
Maybe I should have graced her with a few more social skills when I did the muse's work. That was pretty cool.
That can be for after. We can't do everything for them, you know. They have to learn on their own.
But darling, etiquette takes so long to learn. Years of prep school. Years.
You went to prep school?
Shush now, we don't talk about that. You are standing in a dim red light that makes it really difficult to see. Like, I can imagine with red lights all around you, like, the contrast of everything's a bit off. And you realise that you are at the base of a gigantic stairway. And looking up about 300 foot high, that's where the top is. And the strange, almost mechanical thrumming of a heart is echoing in your ears. You can make out just at the top, even in this weird light, attached with a strange sinew to the ceiling, a 30-foot by 30-foot crystal heart. And you kind of stand out the way. It is seeping a horrid, viscous red liquid onto the ground. The walls are bare, apart from very large stained glass windows near the top. And there's a spiral staircase that gradually leads all the way up.
Wait, hold on. Before we do anything hasty. Lay on hands. Specifically, how far down were you, Jaunty?
I'm 39 out of 53.
So that's 14?
Yeah.
You can take you. We'll say yes. You can. You were healed back to full.
Yeah. Yeah, you had some temp HP. Yeah.
And I'll probably heal myself back up to full as well, because I don't think anyone else is injured, right?
No.
Okay. And I still have a good amount for like getting people back up and stuff. So.
Do we need another code word for me to know that it's battling time?
That's up to you.
Pineapple cupcakes, if in doubt.
Pineapple cupcakes again.
Well, it's cupcakes, not muffins this time.
Oh, sorry, pineapple muffin.
Oh.
Because we can change, we can evolve. I just want to be sure.
Let's keep it at pineapple muffins.
Muffins, everyone. Muffins.
If we're prepping, I'm going to use 2 charges off my staff to cast Bark Skin on Sora to give her an AC of 16.
My armor class is already 16, though.
Is it already?
Yeah.
Anyone else want it?
I'll have it.
Yeah.
I think maybe Jaunty, because isn't Jaunty the one that has been hit the most?
Yes, but my AC is now 17.
Okay.
Twiggy?
Yeah, I can give it to Twiggy.
Twiggy with the ferrets is now also 17. I have the lowest AC. I could just give it to myself.
Do it.
I'll also cast Bless on. You know what? I'll cast Bless on the 3 of you guys. But we'll also be saving. It'll be because I'll only spend a 1st level spell, so I can have 2nd level spells for sweet smites.
Bless is a minute, isn't it, or an hour?
It is up to 1 minute. So yeah, if I could I like ready an action kind of deal? Yeah, thank you. I wasn't fully thinking. Thank you.
Oh, memory, please take a bardic inspiration die.
What does Bliss do on us?
Bless is you add a d4 to any saving throw or attack roll, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. I think it's attack or saving throw.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Bardic Inspo is
D6.
6. Okay.
And you can use it on pretty much anything except a damage roll.
Oh, yeah. That's what the bless is for. I can fly up there. I can give myself the ability to fly. Because it means then if I get knocked down, it's not a problem.
But Jaunty, can you hit it from here?
I can, but then what if we're on the lower ground and they've got the higher ground?
Hmm.
I mean, I can do it.
Is there any like platforms is not probably a good word for it, but like it's just suspended there. Like, is there any way that we would be on like even footing with it, elevation wise?
So the staircase does continue up a further 30 foot. So you would have to travel, I would say, about 270 foot to be on an even footing with it up the stairs. And I'm not going to make you do that in combat because that's ridiculous, but yeah. You don't have to be all the way at the top of the stairs to be on an even footing with it, but you have to be pretty damn high.
Well, maybe we should get within distance that you guys can also hit the heart, so it's not all on me to keep hit. Unless if I'm just hitting it with the Eldritch Blasts while you're defending against anyone else,
We get up there. Anyone with last minute spells casts them. Then we all do something against the heart. And then if things come, you do it, I support you, the fighters go kill things.
Yeah, 60 feet away or so. Using battle Pythagorean theorem.
Who's Pythagoras?
He's a lovely dwarf man. Very into math. Also really liked calculating angles for throwing hammers.
That makes
Interesting fellow.
Okay.
So what we do?
We're, I think, going up the stairs, and then we're all firing our...
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Are you getting near the top? Are you going halfway? Like, how high up? How high is she?
Again, I think like 60-ish feet, it seems like, just so that we are all within like chuck a couple cantrips range, essentially, I think is kind of the vibe that we were going for.
So, I would love for you... Yes, memory.
No, I'm just
No
planning.
memory. Okay. I would like for you all to roll 2 rounds worth of attacks on this thing. So whatever you want to do, let us know what it is. Like, you can say, my first attack is going to be blur. My second attack is going to be blur. Let us know how it goes, etc.
But for me, that means 4, right? Because as a barbarian, and I will go
Yeah,
raging,
of course.
I attack Okay.
So I think as a barbarian, you can attack twice regardless of whether you're raging or not. It's just a level 5 feature that you have. But yes, you can, as part of your attack, you can hit twice. So, yeah.
I am going to cast Feathered Reach on myself before I start hitting, just.
Okay.
I've got movement and the security.
So I know
Probably
that this
bless.
thing has got an AC of 15 and 50 HP.
How good at, say, dexterity saving throws would you say it is?
So she's attached to a ceiling with sinew. I would say none.
Well, and it does have to be a creature, I suppose, now that
Yeah.
I read it. Because my cantrips is Sacred Flame, the one that I would like to be launching.
Mm-hmm. So she will fail any saving throws.
Neat.
Ooh, auto-fail saving throws, you say?
Correct.
15 points of radiant damage with or I guess it's 2. It's 2, right? You said?
Yeah, you get 2 rounds worth of fun.
So 19 total of radiant damage.
Okay.
How big would you... Oh, sorry. You go first.
Okay, if I can aim Toll the Dead... Oh, wait, no, one creature. Wait.
Yeah,
I'll
be
do
careful
Toll
with
the Dead.
those. Yep.
I will just be aiming 3 Eldritch Blasts at it then.
Go for it. Roll to hit, roll to hit, roll to hit. You need 15 to hit.
Cool, and I have +9 to attack, which is good. So that one hits. That one hits. That one hits.
Roll your damage.
Cool. It's 3d10s. 6, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 force damage, please.
Nice. Okay. Who's next? So this is all happening at the same time. So I'm just imagining all of this power all at once.
I can go next.
Please,
I will go
yes.
into rage.
Yeah.
So the first attack that I will do is the life stealing, the great sword of life stealing.
Amazing.
So I'm gonna. Remind me? I do have a plus D4 because of the blessing, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so that would be 22 plus 4.
Absolutely hits. You need 15.
Perfect. So now I do is slashing damage, and I think I have a +3 because I am raging, so it's 12.
12 points. Okay.
And I do have a feature when I do slash. Well, not that the heart is gonna run, but
You
I
never
do
know.
have. You
Little
never
legs
know.
spring from beneath, and it begins to away.
It could
That's a
do
vibe.
because I have a slash at reduced speed. So once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals slashing, you can reduce the speed of the target by 10 feet.
Nice.
So if he was planning to move, it's lower now.
That's fine. Thank you.
Just
So
in case.
that's attack number 1.
That's attack number 1. So we'll do the attack number 2. I'll grab this time the long sword, and I have the elemental cleaver that I can change the damage type.
Amazing.
So this time I'm gonna do the damage to it. Jonty will be close to me, so no fire. Thunder.
Thunder damage, nice.
Thunder damage. So I go with the long sword. That's a 21 plus 4, well, plus the d4, but I think 21 probably hits already, right?
Absolutely hits, yes.
Okay. And then we go to... So is 9 plus 3, again 12, but this time is thunder.
Good to know, thank you.
And how big would you say the heart is?
30 foot by 30 foot. Cube sized.
Does that count as a smaller medium creature?
No.
Does it have a...
That's that's gargantuan. That's
okay.
Much bigger.
Okay. Because you said it in feet. Okay, I'm all kilometers, but okay.
Oh,
cool.
got you. Yep.
Good. So then that's it. That's my turn.
Okay, cool. So these attacks all fly in. Memory. Bust up.
I rolled 2 thorn whips, which both hit with my...
Yep.
But I have plus 11s, so we got that. So that's
Got you.
22 piercing damage.
Yep.
And
Okay.
then Twiggy
Yes.
did throw a branch out, and one of them hit for 10 points of bludgeoning.
So like I say, this is all happening at once. All of your attacks, we've got Eldritch Blast, Sacred Flame, I believe, from Alfie. Is that Sacred Flame? Yeah. The attacks coming in from Sora, slicing away. Memory, your attacks coming in with the Thorn Whip. I'm going to say your Thorn Whip is a kind of last to hit. It pulls down. Twiggy then throws the branch. And like a pinata, it explodes, not with candy, sadly. Very, very, extremely gross. And in this moment, 2 things happen. The first of which is those beautiful windows that are the only source of light in this place. One of them smashes as a Strahd, a nightmare, which is a dark horse with flaming mane, is Strahd von Zarovich. I'm going to have to roll a performance check to see how well she's doing. Not very well. Strahd knocks his head on the way in through the glass, trying to look extremely cool, but does not. The ground is beginning to shudder. You see his eyes in fear at the fact that this massive crystalline heart has just smashed. It's very gory. I'm not going to go into it, but there's a lot of blood on the floor. There are footsteps heard from all around you, but you're not quite sure where specifically. But can you all please roll initiative?
Whew.
Okay.
It's happening.
Oh. Mm-mm.
Damn it.
Now I
Oh,
rolled
look.
badly.
What have we got? Those rolling real dice, please tell me what you have.
6.
7.
Cute.
I was too distracted by Strahd being such a friggin' doofus.
Oh man, what a moron. Well,
15.
For some reason, the app is giving me advantage automatically when I put initiative. I don't know if it's something with level 10 in my path.
Might be your raging, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
if
think
you're
it's-
raging.
Barbarians get advantage, I think, on initiative, I think.
So-
Then it must be because I got an 18.
Great, thank you so much. I've got that in there. Thank you, D&D Beyond. Before we jump into the top of the round, not going to lie, your rolls were not as good as Strahd. As you have defeated this heart, this thing that was storing your memories, bits of your soul, maybe, hard to say. All of your past lives you now know, and you are able to tap into any of your previous classes that you may have had on different iterations, on your previous classes' skills, spells, all of that. I have sent them to you, so you have them. But if you're watching this and you're like, hey, why is Sora doing a monk thing? It's because Sora might have been a monk in a previous class. And so on and so on. But let's start combat now. First up, we have Strahd aboard his nightmare. Strahd really not happy. And I'm going to say those of you who are insightful will see that Strahd is scared. It's not a good look for him. Anyway, what do scared things do while they lash out? So what's he going to do? He is going to chuck a fireball your direction.
What a jerk.
Yeah, so he's currently like hovering in midair beneath the heart, kind of eye to eye with you, but roughly 30 foot away, just to give you an idea of space. He's just going to lash out at all of you. Could you all please make dexterity saving throws for me? That includes Twiggy.
Don't forget, you have a +3 for your saves, and I think you also all have a extra D4 from Bless.
Yes, correct.
I do not.
Apart from the D4,
That's
what
fine.
was the other one we had?
+3 for standing within 10 feet of me.
Oh, nice.
Bless is concentration, I believe.
Yes.
So please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Will do.
For any damage that you take.
Oh, I'm going to take damage.
You need a number, which is 18. You need an 18 to pass. What did you get?
Everyone.
Fail.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw from everybody. It's an effect that you can see if you're raging, so I think Sora gets advantage on that.
Yeah, I think I do.
I got
Maybe I should've-
27.
Maybe I should have cast Bless on myself.
So I got 19 in the first one, which was already pretty good, and 18 in the second one.
Okay. So, what did memory get?
Was the blast still up for
Yes.
that one? Thank
Yep.
you. So I 8, 10. I rolled 8 plus 2 from the blast plus 3. I feel that I am going to go my bardic info early.
Okay.
So that's a 17 total.
17. Do you want to keep
Yeah.
hold of that bardic inspiration? Do you want to just keep that to one side? Memory?
Okay,
'Cause-
I have a flash to doing it, and then back in the past, I didn't. I'm making use of this memory mechanic.
Okay. And Abby, what did you get?
I don't remember, but it was a failure.
Okay, cool.
It was
those
like
of you,
it was like a 12, I think.
those of you who failed, that's 18 or under. You take the full whack, which is 26 points of damage. Those of you who succeeded, it's 13. Those of you who are resistant to fire, it's 7 points of damage if you succeeded. Which
I
Sora did.
succeeded, and I am resistant to fire.
So 7 points of damage to you, Sora. He is going to.
I have a question actually about that. How much? So tieflings are resistant to fire.
Yeah.
Warforged the Warforged, which the stats I'm using, aren't, and plants, which is the storytelling of it, take double damage. So would I just kind of like cancel both sides out and just say it's normal?
Will the fight even touch Jonty as well?
Oh, that's a good point. You put it
Is
out.
it magical fire?
It's magical fire. It's magical.
Yeah.
We will say for the purpose of this memory, we're going to flat roll that because it's too confusing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fantastic.
Cool. Strahd is going to circle, trying to look impressive, on his silly horse. And at that point, 2 secret doors on this eternal staircase open. One higher than the other. One is 30 foot away from you. The other is 60 foot away from you. The first to come through is a vampire spawn. You don't know him. They are scuttling in onto the stair. The first person that they're going to scuttle towards, I think, is going to be Abby. That's where I've placed you in terms of my mind. Sora's at the very top because Sora attacked with melee. Abby, there are 2 attacks coming your way. One claw. Let's see if the claw hits. 17 plus 6 is a number. 23.
Just barely.
Okay. It's not a lot of slashing damage. 6 points of slashing.
Okay. Ow.
Choosing not to grapple. Next attack is 15.
Miss. That clangs off the armor.
Got you. Okay. The second one is going to use its full movement to get 30 foot up, and then again it's going to use a dash action, full action, to reach you, Abby, but it can't do anything because it's used its action. It has no bonus actions to use. Abby has 2 vampire spawns near him. One is wearing a red garment, would have been a very lustrous robe at one point. The other is wearing blue slacks, but only blue slacks, nothing else. And just one shoe. That ends their go. Sora, it is your turn. You can pass each other on the stairs. They are wide enough.
Okay.
Obviously, you have got Strahd, who is flying in the air 30 foot away from you in the air. And then roughly 20 foot away from you on the steps are the vampires near Abby.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Are the vampires undead or constructs?
They are certainly undead.
Oh, so the life stealing will not work on them. Okay. Is Jonty near me?
Yes, Jaunty's pretty much right next to you. Well,
Okay,
10 foot away. 10 foot away.
Okay, I can't use the fire, so in that case, I think I might have
It's
to
magical fire, though, Astrid, so you would be able to use it.
If I infuse the sword with the fire.
It's magical, so yes, you're fine.
Okay, so I will infuse the great sword of life stealing with the fire.
Beautiful.
So that's a 23 hit.
And are you hitting one of the vampires?
The vampires that are
okay. Cool. Are you going for the red robe or the blue slacks?
The red robe.
Red robe. 23 certainly hits. Please roll your damage.
16 plus 3, so it would be 19.
Certainly takes that first attack. Do you want to roll your second attack?
Yeah, I'll do the second attack the same. Ooh, 15 might not hit.
15 is exactly what you needed.
Oh,
so roll your damage.
And that one, the damage would be 9 plus 3, so 12.
Amazing.
Okay, still against the red one.
Yeah, the fire energy kind of rips through the skin of this creature. From your past memories, you've seen these things before, and they usually tend to heal. Now, I believe fire is one of the things that prevents them from healing back up afterwards. But there's something different. They're not moving with the same intensity that they normally do. Whatever you have done to that heart also affects them. Yay. Sora, does that end your turn?
How big are these vampires?
They would be considered medium creatures. However, the one in the red robe, I'd say, is about 5'3". The one in the blue slacks, we're looking at like 6, 7. Like, that's a tall dude.
Okay, so I can do a bonus action that I have, because I have Mighty Impel, because while raging, I can choose one medium or small creature within my reach and move it to an unoccupied space you can see within 30 feet of yourself. And the unwilling creature must succeed on a strength saving throw, DC 17, to avoid the effect. So can I just throw one of the vampires, maybe the one with the blue slacks, to like the bottom of the stairs?
We can certainly try, yeah. I'll see how it fares with its save. Strength saving, bro.
It's strength saving, yeah. DC 17.
So I cut 16. So you're able to kind of lunge on in. You grab, was it red robe or slacks?
The slacks.
Slacks. You're going to grab him by the slacks, why not? Bit tall. You yoink and yeet this vampire just off the stairs. We're very high up. We are 270 foot up. For every 30 foot, you roll a d6. That's a lot of d6. I think that's like... How many 3s go in 27? 9? 9. Please roll 9d6 for me, please.
9d6. Okay.
Yes. See how much falling damage this guy's going to take.
9.
Actually, I think it's a d6 for every 10 foot, but we'll go with 96 because otherwise it'll be ridiculous.
31.
31. There's an audible yelp as this thing hits the ground, not looking very well and not looking like it has any healing ability. Nice. It will make its way up, but slowly. That ends your turn. At the end of your go, Sora, seeing the damage that you're doing, Strahd's going to use a legendary action.
Ooh.
He's going to move up to his speed. He's going to move into the fray with you, but that's all he can do for his legendary action.
Does his speed depend on the heart?
Does he what, sorry?
His speed. Does it depend on the heart? Because I hit the heart and he should have less speed. So if his speed is connected to the heart, he should be slower.
Sadly, it was the heart speed that was affected, not his. The heart's an object, not a creature.
That
ends his legendary action. Memory, over to you. followed by
Oh.
Jaunty, just so we know.
So he's now in the midst.
He is. He's kind of. Yeah, he's mingling. He's next to Sora. That was his target.
But the cool thing I was going to do, he's close enough now, so I'm going to change my plan.
Okay. And Twiggy, of course, gets to go after you.
Yes. Okay, so my original plan, when I thought he was going to stay further away, was to use my bonus action to fly onto the horse and then cast Negative Image to swap places with one of our fighters, highly likely Abby, if he was willing, so that he could then do some smiting, smash, / amuleting. But since he's in the, Strahd's in the fray, I might save that for a later option. And currently I'm going to go and cast Shadow Puppets. So it's a concentration spell. You animate the shadow of a creature within range, causing it to attack that creature. And then I can keep doing it again and again with a bonus action. And then if it hits, there's psychic damage. And then he also has to make an intelligence saving throw or be incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
I love it. I love it. What's the first thing I need to do? What's the first save I need to make?
The first thing I need to do is see if this hits, which, to be fair, I've been rolling slightly like dog poop. So
Poop. You need a 16.
Okay, Finny, you are so much in the way, that's not helpful. Oh, yay! No, that will definitely make that amount and a +7.
I didn't hit the first number, but if you're happy, I'm happy. 18
I'm
absolutely hits.
18. So I'm doing it high, so that's 3d6 worth of psychic damage. Where's my sixes?
Psychic, good to know.
So that is 11 points of psychic damage. This time I've got that keeping going up, and he needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Now, one thing that Strahd is, sadly, is intelligent, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, but it can always get back.
So he gets a +5 mod to his int checks. I rolled a 19, so that's 24.
That's fine. It's a concentration spell, so now I can just try and focus on whittling his brain down.
That's a very good point. Does that end your go memory?
That is my go, and then I am, gonna go hit him. Actually, who looks in the most danger from various things, and from who?
I mean, I think I'm right next to Strahd, but
yeah, I think we'll just hit Strahd. It's easy to do. So we are going to.
Fun fact, I did make a little map so you could kind of get an idea where you were, but I'm like, I can't do 3D, so it's hard to do a map of a giant stairway. So.
Oh, that's blocked. That's okay. Better. 21 to hit. We're doing grasping root. We are going to try and grapple.
Amazing.
Down.
Yeah. Okay. That certainly hits. So does that just happens, doesn't it?
No. This one is a proper grapple. So escape DC. Yeah. So this one just happens. Escape DC, but then it's an escape DC 15.
Mm-hmm. So currently grappled by Twiggy, Strahd is there. On his turn, he can make that roll to escape.
Fantastic, and that's 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, nice. I'm going to let you in on a little secret because you all have eyes with which to see. The damage that you're doing, he appears to be quite vulnerable to. Again, another reason why he's not happy that heart has been destroyed. Strahd's feeling a bit delicate.
You need to talk to a therapist. Stop taking it out on other people. You're not funny or cool or clever. You're just a sad little man who needs a friend.
I need nothing. And at the end of Twiggy's turn, he's going to use a legendary action to make an unarmed strike on Sora. Let's see if it hits. Sora, I've got a natural 20 plus whatevs.
No.
So was that a sliver?
Can I do a silvery bobs on a nat 20?
I don't think you can do it on a legendary action.
Oh, that's fair enough.
But wasn't Strahd grappled? Can he still move if he needed
He
to
can
do
still
the same?
attack. He can still attack, and he's right next to you. He can't move. That's the benefit of grapple, but he can attack. So he's just so we have the visual. He's currently on horseback, but still grappled. It's fine. The horse can still move, but Strahd can't. So we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, yes, he's unarmed strike you with a natural 20. So this is 2 types of damage, Sora. The first is slashing damage. Now you're raging, so this is going to be halved. It would be 20 points of slashing damage reduced to 10 points of slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
The next up is necrotic damage, which is also dealt as his nails kind of slash you. This horrid necrotic energy seeps in. The necrotic is much higher in terms of dice rolls. You're not resistant to necrotic damage, I believe.
I don't think so.
It would be on your resistances tab if it was. That is 30 points of necrotic damage to you.
Oh. Okay.
If I may.
You may.
Alfie, seeing Strahd continuing to continue his general douchebaggery as well as hurt his traveling companions, is going to go ahead and channel his will and use his channel divinity, and is going to yell out, "Strahd, we're here one last time to end this, and we shall be doing so with force." And I would like Strahd to please go ahead and make me a... sorry, I should have checked. Where is it? I'm so sorry.
I'm going to use my pink dice. It feels appropriate.
Is that your worst dice? Make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
So he gets quite a hefty modifier to this saving throw. He gets +7 on wisdom, but I rolled a 3.
Hey, that's not the 15 that he required.
Okay.
So he digs his claws into Sora, and you kind of is leeching all of this darkness. But from Sora, kind of in response, is this just big flash of radiant light. And Strahd is going to go ahead and take 30 points of radiant damage in return, which is what he dealt, correct? Yeah.
Oh.
And
So
Alfie
that
just
converts-
looks very, very nonplussed, very just matter of fact about what is happening right now.
Strahd is looking very confused, regretting life choices, regretting undead choices, should I say. That was 60 points of damage he just took back on himself because he's currently vulnerable to all damage taken.
That is what I was hoping for, yes.
He is astounded in this moment. And as that happens, Jaunty, your turn.
Cool. He's within 15 feet of me, yes?
Correct.
There is no save for this.
Oh.
I draw a Taraka card, and I pop it behind his ear. He now has disadvantage on everything. Just everything. I
Well,
also do have to roll just to make sure his soul doesn't escape, so give me a second.
Okay.
Wait, what?
It's
that?
fine, it's
No,
fine.
it's so small, nothing.
Say what?
Really?
Hang on. Oh, motherfucker!
We have let loose a motherfucker into the world.
We've let loose another vampire.
But within 1 mile of where you are, right?
Within a mile, yep.
So do you want to roll a d10?
Yep.
There's got to be like 12 vampires within a mile radius, right? Like, what's one more?
1.
Look, I'm just saying, look, if Strahd has been dominant over everything, it's just a very newly awakened Thor going, am I the vampire now? Easy to kill. Deal with it later.
It's vampire, not vampire lord. You know,
Okay.
those are...
So
Yeah.
in my
Those are
mind,
different.
this is a summoned creature from somewhere else. So I'm going to say that there's like abyssal vampires out there that are not used to this plane, that have just arrived in Barovia, like just outside the gates of the castle, and they're like, this is my
So-
house now.
What it's supposed to be is that it was the soul trapped inside of the deck.
Oh, a soul.
Yeah. And then it was the soul of a vampire, and it has now been released.
Yeah. Okay, so the soul's been released, not the actual physical creature.
The actual physical creature has also
Okay,
been
going.
released.
Yeah. So the soul, you do actually see that soul kind of release from the deck, shooting up and then out through the window that Strahd made. We see the audience, we see it then zipping down to the bridge, and there it arrives.
Liz, I think this is an obvious transition for the all pets campaign that you mentioned. The one shot is that the weasels and cats go to clean up this particular mess. Just something to consider.
Wait, Gertruda can lead it. Look, it's Gertruda and the pets.
Okay, we are working together on this one shot. It will happen. I'm very excited.
I am so sorry. There was a 2% chance this would happen.
It's very good.
And what a time for it to happen. Jaunty, does that end your go?
That ends my go. Yep.
So, Strahd, at the end of your turn, is lashing out. He's feeling rather upset. He's going to slash Sora again, being the closest thing to him. 17?
At disadvantage?
That does
Strahd's
hit.
feeling clumsy. It would still be 17. I rolled 14 plus whatever for the next one. Okay. So in this instance, he's going to choose to grapple Sora instead. So no slashing damage to you, Sora. He's just grappling you. That ends his legendary action. Abby, over to you.
Abby, again, very in control, very matter of fact. Locks eyes with Strahd, who is actively holding Sora like in a headlock, right? Like in a human shield kind of pose.
Like desperation pose, yeah.
And I don't know, maybe Strahd noticed. Maybe he's noticing now for the first time. Either way, Strahd's eyes are drawn to the holy symbol of Ravenkind that Alfie has been wearing into this place.
Yeah, he's leaning back and baring his fangs.
Yeah, that's good. That's a correct reaction. And Alfie says, "We are tired, Strahd. Tired of this dance, tired of this cycle, but most of all, tired of you and your despotic incel reign on this place. We're here to end this and bring you and this place whatever shred of peace remains." And now I would like him to go ahead and make me, at disadvantage, another wisdom saving throw, please. As there's a flash from the holy symbol of Ravenkind.
Now, I know that he failed that, but you see that irritating smile form on his face as he's going to use a legendary resist to avoid whatever happens.
Alfie does not gives no shits about this. Like, he's just like, this will continue. This is not, you are not escaping this time, Strahd. We won't allow it.
He has this arrogance, yes, I am, but he's grappled, he's clumsy because of the disadvantage. You feel like he's choking you, not because he wants to, just because he's desperately clinging on to you as the only thing that he has going for himself right now. Does that end your turn, Abby?
It does not. So that was an action. I activated one of the abilities of this very wonderful amulet, but I still got a bonus action, babe.
Go for
it. So Alfie is saying all of this of no more. We're done. You've had your chances. This is the end of the road for some or all of us. And he just starts swinging his mace, and incense starts swirling out of it, and therefore, and he again kind of just says a magical word to kind of activate it, and for the next 1 minute, at the start of turn of anyone's turn who's within 10 feet of me, same distance for my aura, you can gain 1d4 hit points.
Strahd's I'll have some of that, and then realizes that he's not invited.
It's not for him. I think Abby just starts walking closer. I think he's gonna go all the way up to Strahd too, and next to Sora, and is just like, "Fear not, Sora. We will We will extricate you, and we shall smite him together.
Is that temporary or healing?
It is healing.
Healing
So at the start
24.
of your turn, you get full healed, or by 1d4, which again is a little bit, but is something. That is the end of his turn.
Thank you.
So the nightmare currently is not grappled. The nightmare can move freely. So Strahd is grappled up there. The nightmare moves. Strahd is still held up where he was mounted on this horse, right? So the nightmare isn't that intelligent, nor is it wise. I think it's seen the thing that its master does not like, the amulet, and is going to try and attack Abby with its hooves twice.
So is it moving away from us?
It's kind of
Or
face
just
to
kind
face
of
with
like-
you. Yeah,
Cool.
it will then try to move away from you, so attacks of opportunity will absolutely happen. So first to hit Abby, I've got 23. The second to hit Abby is 21.
Only the first one hits.
Got you. Okay. There's bludgeoning first, followed by fire. Magical, just to confirm. Bludgeoning is 16 points of damage.
Okay.
The fire is also 16 points of damage.
Ow.
It's then going to spin
pretty
on the
rough.
spot, rearing, and try to leg it out the window, or fly, legging it out the window that it smashed through. Those of you around it, so that is Sora, even though you're grappled, you can still attack. That's Abby. And I want to say Twiggy's in the mix as well. I think they're the only melee attackers. So please all roll attacks against the nightmare.
I would love to. That would be grand. Good and grand.
Which
Don't forget,
roll?
you have... Oh, I need to roll... that is one instance of damage, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me roll concentration quick.
16 was the number.
16 total?
Yeah.
Okay, then I pass. So Bless is still up, as it was for after the fireball. I did roll that too. So anyone taking attack of opportunity other than me gets that extra as well.
Cool.
Ooh. It is a 26 to hit. The
Absolutely hits. You need
nightmare?
13.
I can roll high to hit as well. Thank you very much,
Hey.
Strahd and Strahd forces. Again, you have 22 AC. You'd think that's pretty good, but the 23 has come up now multiple times. If 15. Is that right? Is a nightmare an undead creature?
It's a fiend.
It's so hard playing a high level character because like you think that you know, oh yeah, I know how all of these things work, both as a character, and I've played this character a few times, but then we just jumped 5 levels and it's like, oh yeah, okay, so how does this work again? Okay. So I think I did a total of 16 points of damage. Some of that
Okay.
is radiant, if that is useful.
Good to know. Good to know. What about the rest of you? Did you get a 13 or higher to hit?
Twiggy rolls
Which roll? Because I'm super confused.
You're rolling any weapon to hit the nightmare.
Any weapon.
Any weapon that you have.
Yeah,
Yes.
an
Okay.
opportunity attack is
Yeah.
all, if you would choose to use it.
So I have 17 plus the D4 that I have of help. So
Absolutely hits.
that
Absolutely
hits?
hits.
Okay.
But you only
And
get
then-
one attack, just so you know. With attacks of opportunity, it's only one attack.
Okay. And then the damage is 12 because I have the +3 because of raging. And is this thing an undead or
It's
a
a
construct?
fiend. It's a fiend.
So it's not one of those two?
Nope.
Then in that case, it gets extra 10 necrotic damage because
shoot.
I'm with the Great Sword of Life Stealing, and I get the 10 temporary hit points.
Nice. You watch as Sora kind of slashes this down. Even when grappled, you're able to just get free. It slices through this creature as it tries to flee. And you see this necrotic energy seep into the creature, but then this restorative energy seep back through Sora's arm. What did Twiggy get?
Twiggy rolls 22, 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. Do you want to tell us how Twiggy finishes this creature as it attempts to flee?
I think it's just the hit on the one side from the paladin, the hit on the other side from the barbarian as it tries to flee, and then Twiggy just reaches up with a branch of an arm as it tries to follow it and just smacks it back down on the ground again.
Nice, yeah. Doesn't take a lot after all that damage it's finally taken. Yeah, crumples. And as a fiend, I believe it goes back to whatever plane it came from. But we'll think about that later. At the end of Nightmare's turn, Strahd's going to take a legendary action. Against Sora. Sora, he's going to try and bite you. To hit is 19.
And my class is 16, so it will hit me.
You're going to take piercing damage, which is 10, reduced by half to 5 because you're raging.
Mm-hmm.
Then necrotic damage. You take 11 points of necrotic damage. You've seen this before. Normally, when Strahd bites you, your HP is reduced. That effect is not working because you've destroyed the heart. Interesting. Strahd, a bit of hope vanishes from his eyes, but it's his turn now. He's grappled. What's he gonna do? You see him thinking. He normally tries to disappear into fog, but it's not working, and he doesn't know why. Well, he knows why. He's going to cast Blight. These are just very kind of reactive spells that he's just casting. Who's grappling him right now?
He's grappling me, and I think Abby is grappling him.
I'm not.
Twiggy, is it?
Oh.
Twiggy. He's going to be casting Blight on Twiggy.
Oh.
Ooh,
Twiggy...
seems bad for a plant creature.
Can Twiggy... Can Twiggy...
Reaction is now resistant to whatever damage.
Oh, nice. Can Twiggy make a con save?
+30 plus con is a +5. 18.
Meets beats. So half the damage, is it? Hold on.
I think it's probably quarter, half the damage for meeting it and half the damage for being resistant.
So it would be 36, reduced by half to 18, reduced by half to 9. 9 points of necrotic damage to Twiggy.
Fair enough. He just sees me going, just going, you leave my kid alone, okay? Stop being weird.
It was his, I'm gonna kill your thing. No, I'm not. Not happy at all. Vampire bottom stairs, dips its head, begins pacing its way up. We then move over to the one in the robe, still up top. Near Abby, near Sora. Gonna try and grapple you, Abby. 15?
That is a miss.
And again, slicing you with claws for 21.
Also a miss. Clangs off the shield. Repelled.
Clang.
Haha. High AC finally works.
Amazing. At the end of that thing's turn, Strahd's going to unarmed attack Sora. Again. Oh no, unarmed attack Twiggy, because Twiggy's grappling him. Twiggy. Unarmed strike. To hit Twiggy is 27.
Yes.
Twiggy's taking 9 slashing
Okay.
and 15 necrotic.
Resistant to necrotic at the moment, though.
Brilliant. So that would be 7 points of necrotic.
Of course.
So 9 slashing, 7 necrotic. Sora, it's your go. Save us.
Okay. So, remind me, Strahd is hitting me. There is still, it's grabbing me.
Mhm.
Then I have the other vampire in the red cape still annoying around us.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm still raging. I think the one in the red cape must be almost done, so it might be better to get rid of him first. Oh, no, I'm doubting. Okay, no, let's go for Strahd first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go for
heck
Strahd.
that big vampire.
Yeah, do it.
And he is undead or construct, right?
Correct.
I wouldn't get life back from him.
Mhm.
Okay, in that case, I will just do the infuse, chromatic infuse to put it as fire damage,
Got
which
you.
is magic fire.
Mhm.
So that is 12, but I have the 4 also to roll. So that is...
You need a 4 on that 4.
Oh, no, it was not a 4.
Okay. You need 16. So roll your second hit.
So the second hit would be 26 plus the 4.
Certainly hits. Please roll your damage.
So the damage on that one would be 12 plus 3, 15.
Nice. That's doubled because he's vulnerable right now. Strahd is not happy at all. Like, he's expecting to be recovering this energy, but his face is becoming and looking more and more undead, like the undead fiend that he is. The beautiful, handsome life is vanishing very rapidly. Does that end your go, Sora?
No, I recovered the memory with a bonus action.
Yeah.
But I need to ask, because since I'm grappled, I don't know if it will work. But it says that take the dash action as a bonus action on my turn and jump distance because it's doubled, and then I get wings and I fly.
Correct. You can disengage as a bonus action as part of that. So you can disengage from the grapple. Absolutely. We'll roll it that way. Then jump and you can...
But one question. Disengage will get me out of rage? Or
No.
No? Okay, then I do that.
And if it does, I'm ruling no. So, yes, you're able to escape. The rest of you watch as Sora kind of just spins on the spot, ducks, and then just jumps into the air. Sora, what do your wings look like?
They just look like rat wings, like all around.
Rad as fuck wings. Nice. What color are they?
They are red.
Nice. Yeah, these sparkling red wings. I'm going to say there's little candy chunks just dotted around on them, just for flavor. That ends your go. You're hovering in the center of the space. You can actually, at the end of your turn, your flying stops. So I will recommend you get to maybe stairs further away. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get to where there is land below me close so I don't fall.
Got you. That's the end of your turn?
Yeah, that was the bonus action.
Strahd was grappling you, now isn't. He's going to use a legendary action to backhand Alfie.
He can try.
At disadvantage.
Oh, good point. I always forget that. Well, he only went and rolled a natural 1. What's it look like, Nathan, when he rolls a natural 1 trying to hit you?
He's trying to, kind of like draw himself up in all of his kind of like Strahd regality. And, kind of just still does just a very nonchalant, petulant slap that he thinks is going to be very hard, right? Where he's like, of course, I'm a superior being. I'm very strong. These are mere mortals. A flick of my wrist will send most flying. But he forgets that he is not very strong at this particular moment, and truly just like does like a little at Alfie, and like Alfie doesn't even like go to block it because he's like, this is what? And just looks down at like his chest, looks back at Strahd, and kind of just squints.
I think he pretends he got something in his eye at that point. Memory, over to you.
Super. So with my action, I am going to take Strahd's shadow and get it to hit him over the head again.
Oh my god.
So that is 25 to hit.
What do you think? Does that hit, Talia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. 12 points of psychic damage, and he has to make an intelligence throw with disadvantage.
So you needed 9.
Oh.
So do you want to tell us how Strahd von Zarovich is no more as a result of this psychic damage? Maybe we can have him try to make that intelligence save, but then what happens?
I think what he sees is probably the shadow going to turn. And the shadow looks cooler than he does. The shadow's cool. And the shadow now has other shadows. And the shadows are friends. And they all look at what you could be if you weren't an incel. And then they all do power of friendship. And he's and just beat him across the head with their shadow.
Oh my god. With the power of friendship, Strahd von Zarovich, the ruler of this plane of dread, is no more. Now, we have established that vampires explode, right? Sora,
Sure.
can you roll a D100? You need a 50 or higher to get candy.
D100. 1 second.
I am willing for Alfie to die in an explosion if I can give some sort of bonus.
Oh, it's a 2. Who gets a 2 in a D100?
Me.
There is no
earlier.
candy. There is no
that's
candy.
that's 102, right? Yeah. It's 102. You must have read it wrong.
You off 100, so you actually rolled a 98.
Would all of you like to roll a persuasion check? This is against my DC.
Persuasion.
Damn it.
I'm not good at those.
I'm
5.
Well, I rolled a 2, but I've plus 13 to persuasion.
Uh-huh.
But I've not been using this entire time.
Oh, shoot.
So 15.
Okay. 15, right.
23.
5.
It's kind of what Alfie does.
So I rolled an 8.
Uh-huh.
Twiggy rolled a 15.
Sora, it's as if the fates are looking down on you in this moment. You think of the fairyland and what you want it to be. And as Strahd's flesh melts away from his face, you see glimmers of candy from within. He explodes, and this pinata's worth of candy topples all around you onto the floor. We're talking hard rock candy, we're talking candy floss, the works. It builds up in this space. The vampire on the floor kind of rises above it. The leader of this demiplane is gone. The heart is gone. What was above the heart was a glass ceiling, and you see through it the clouds begin to part. A blue sky is above you, and sunlight begins to drift in. For the first time Barovia has ever seen, the vampires in this space don't do very well in sunlight. Funny that. They begin to sizzle. We'll see what happens with the vampire on the bridge. Maybe we'll find out in a one-shot. Maybe it runs to the trees. Who knows? But there's a sigh of relief that the land takes and you with it. Through the many years you and the people of Barovia have played out this endless iteration of your lives. That purgatory you know is now over. And it's time for joy to begin again. It's time for you and the people of Barovia to live your lives, start afresh. You have a choice, as do all the people you've saved. This place is going to remain a bit more sunny now. There are still some evil pockets left here, but that's true of the world that you've left behind, where you originally came from. You've left this place better than you found it. Big tick, well done. What's next? As you make your way through the candy, out of the tower, through the fireplace, through the doors, the sunlight coming in, what's next for you?
I'm grabbing a lot of the candy. Sori's grabbing a lot of the candy with her.
How long had you said we've been in this loop?
It's hard to pin down. You understood decades.
Okay.
But I will tell you it's about 75 years.
Okay. What Jaunty's going to do is going to demand about 75 years worth of wages and then take Sora on a holiday to Mercandew Bog.
Amazing. Abby, does Jaunty receive this payment?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So ultimately, hopefully, yes. But so if it's been 75 years in like the outside plane, even if like Alfie doesn't know that, like that's very complicated. The Abingtons have a lot of like, like there's a lot of responsibility and also light douchebaggery that they would be dealing with. But like, yeah, I think you'd want to try to go home after, even though even if he knows that that's a real possibility, and even if he knows that there's no place for him, or whatever, like the life that he was hoping to return to is long gone. But I think he would still find it important to do that, and would have no problem like having that be essentially the sole condition of his return. Like he's still wearing like ancestral armor. He still like has a bunch of stuff. And like it would probably be the point where Abby would like be like, hey, so I'm the heir who's been here, and I could cause like a lot of problems for you if I really like started pushing the matter. But pay Jaunty's back pay, and I'll give you the armor.
Nice.
And I'll go away.
Not to dampen the sweetness, but if you had any reticence, I have encode thoughts and can get an image of you with a perm whenever I please. So
I think there should be a calendar made. Yeah, every month's a perm month.
Mm-hmm.
Alfie's experienced growth, but he has not been able to accept that part of his history yet.
To confirm, when you get back to wherever you come from, you wander through clearing mist and arrive back in, I assume, the material plane, which is where you have come from, to find it maybe had been a week since you left. But with that in mind, Memory, what happens with you and Twiggy?
I think we go see people off in various places, and then we go home. We work on our scrolls. We clear the curse, restore the land, send my village back to their resting places. And then when the time comes, I think the cost of doing all of that was still Memory. So she goes and sends out a message through her patron to the Muse Eternal to see if it can be passed on to everybody else.
Hello?
It's like a wind playing in the Muse's hair.
A lot of feedback. Hello.
But to go and bring everyone back to where she is. So puts on a really fun feast, things that smell good even if some people can't eat them. Lots of candies. And then she says her goodbyes and becomes her own patron, the guardian of this forest, protected by this roving tree.
That's beautiful. Many places have been left better than where you found them. Sora has experienced the Feywild, most importantly. Mercandraw Bog. Great Yelp reviewers left. And I think with that, unless there's anything else from these amazing players, that is where we're going to end our tale. So thank you everyone for joining us and being part of this candy-fueled game that was tonight's show. If you enjoyed tonight, we play D&D every Monday from 6 p.m. UK time. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all our shows available everywhere. Search for Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There'll be a link in chat. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all of the content that we do. And thanks again to our sponsors and supporters. Don't forget, we're all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.